Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls. Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Oyster sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls.
Ahoy, every peoples, and welcome to the Sea of Souls D&D campaign brought to you by the Elder Brain Cast, which is us. We are the Elder Brain Cast. I am Pundy, aka Craig, and with me, of course, are Mike, Ian, Jack, and Freeze Frame Devin. Oh, he's not frozen. Good. But yes, thank you for joining us as we play through our homebrew campaign of the Sea of Souls, set in the world of Eudora, a world of seafaring and shanties and shenanigans and
Sea-nanigans.
Sea-nanigans, that's right. Sorry.
Shantanigans? No.
That's when you don't sing them.
Shantinigans? Hey, with all the treasure we've been finding, they've been shenanigans. Hey.
Oh!
Hey.
Hey!
We have been finding treasure.
All
Okay,
right.
now that we've gotten rid of all the people who can't stand puns,
Yeah, this is not the show for you if you don't like.
might as well get them out of here now.
Now that we've
That's right.
successfully halved our viewers, that's the gift.
That's right. But yes, thank you for joining us. And if you're watching us for the first time, then awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you are somebody who follows us regularly, yay! Thank you so much. We love you, and we're very grateful. And thanks for putting up with us, and such as, and the war and the maps and
also sorry if I sound a bit tinnier than usual. For work reasons, I'm currently streaming to you from a hotel in undisclosed location
on that nice beach that's in behind him there. So
yes.
I mean, you're always on a beach, but
working from
this
location.
This one's less animated. The beach you're usually on, right? It's got some waves and stuff. This one's just a little more picturesque.
But due to the time zone differences, I might sound a little bit tinnier than usual.
Oh yes, that's right. I've heard that happens. Yeah, when you change time zones, that your voice either goes up or down depending on if you go forwards or backwards. It's true.
Coming to you live from the Kokomo.
Weird. Yeah, Kokomo. All right. Enough of that stuff out of the way. Let's jump into a summary and get us caught up on where we are at. So, our 4 sailors are currently aboard the Stormcaller, their dwarven salvage ketch that has been contracted to them by House Boone out of Porto de Arias. They were given the task of locating some old dwarven ruins that were perhaps somewhere around the island, buried down somewhere beneath the waves, the bottom of the ocean, not exactly sure. They were given a few different locations. Having found the ruins and encountered some long dead but still hanging around dwarven sentries of the Drakvost clan. They had a little bit of a conversation, found a little bit of treasure. Interesting items that seem to be imbued with chaos energy from the Ataxian weave. It would appear that these ancient dwarves found a way to harness the power of Ataxian energy in the form of crystals and actually forge things with them. Having returned now to the ship, they have a decision ahead of them as to whether to return immediately to Porto de Arias and to ship Boone, or to do other things. So, gentlemen, find yourselves aboard the ship, having flown pretty fast out of the water thanks to a wonderful water walking spell. Hey, I got a little layout for you guys here with the ship. And the bottom hold there is the galley with the table. That it's all yours.
So is that... Well, seeing as how I have more kills than anyone, I say we go back to port.
For now.
Okay, but we still have all of these artifacts you want to bring.
Yeah, we should probably do something about them first, right? Yeah, that would probably be good. Actually, now that we're no longer in threatened by anything other than the odd seagull, Dinar.
Yes.
What?
Oh, you want me to detect magic?
No, I'd like you to tell us what's going on, because I'm pretty sure that long 10-minute pause that you stared at all of those weapons and then didn't tell us anything because we were underwater has a lot of information that we should probably know.
I am inclined to agree, Captain. While I respect your leadership, there is a certain amount of transparency required for this kind of thing.
Mike's trying to remember, did I do that?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, honestly. Somebody please remind me. Are you talking about the conversation I had with statues?
There was already a lot of transparency down there in the ghosts.
Well, yes, so the ghosts. Are you talking about that?
I think
I have a moment.
I think Torque might be talking about the ghosts because he was referring to transparency. I'm referring more so to the potential nuclear or radioactive arms that we currently are stocking into our storage hold.
Okay, so I haven't.
Take off my arm.
But also, yeah, the statues and the dwarves and everything, because we had a brief conversations with the message spell, but that's not real. The spell's not really great for full-on information dumps. So
that's very true.
Okay.
To recap for you guys.
Thank you.
You found a what did you have? There was a warhammer,
I have the list. Yeah.
a longsword, plate armor, halberd, a maul of America.
Yeah. So
And then,
we
of
found
course, he
5
has-
items.
Like Flick already has his
shield.
on.
I get to
And-
keep it, right?
There. Dinar, I've noticed him walking around referring to his shield as his precious. Might become a problem.
So that's six items total.
You also
6
had
items
the,
total, yes.
The potion that had some transmutative properties.
Oh yeah, from that library.
Was there also a hand axe among the items? I thought I recalled there being a hand axe.
No, there was
Or am I misremembering?
there was a maul and a warhammer. Does that golem hit you a little too hard in the head? You might be thinking of the halberd.
There's a halberd, which it's
Oh,
like a
the
long
halberd. That's right. Okay.
kind of
Sorry.
type.
I mean,
thing, yeah.
I think a giant might consider that a hand axe.
Mr.
Orc is
Session,
kind
who
of a
did?
giant.
So yeah, Talon did find the ring, and the
Yes, my treasure. Please tell me what this is, Dinar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cross my fingers, all of them, and really hope he doesn't say it's a ring that glows when near magical things, including itself.
Well, here's the
That'd be
thing.
hilarious, wouldn't it?
I am still working on the identify spell. I don't have that yet.
Yes, I
Okay.
remember.
It's
I
a
have
ring of
detect
invisibility.
magic.
It's
I
a
do
ring of
not-
invisibility.
When you speak the command word, the ring turns invisible. But you don't.
No, it makes you invisible when no one's looking.
Right now, the only way for us to know what that ring does is to put it on. And
We should shut up. We're giving Craig ammunition.
given what happened with the shield, I don't think we should put it on.
Oh, I agree. I don't
I
think
will
we should
be
use any
able
of
to
this.
identify these soon, but not yet.
So I'm assuming Dinar would have taken the liberty to inform all of us of what Axiom is.
Axiom, shoot, yeah. What? I know that's their Axiom weapons.
It's an alloy.
Is that what it is? It's the steel alloy with the chaos weave.
More or less, Axiom is the result of the refined crystals. So there's those crystals that you found in the volcano, and that also seemed to be present in the Drekfrost ruins.
Right.
And they were imbued with chaos magic from the Ataxian or the chaos weave. And when the dwarves were able to actually refine it and process it, it became something called Axiom. So it's a type of, it's like metal imbued with chaos crystal magic, and they called it Axiom.
Okay.
Assuming he does that, Talon's going to reach into his side pouch and pull out the item which is called the Chaos Pistol that he found on those corrupted scum scudge guys
The
on the
goo
ship.
pirates.
The red,
the goo
red
pirates.
water-
Yeah.
red water pirates.
So Dinar,
Yes.
this Axiom, can you detect if it is existence in something?
I don't know, Christopher Walken. Can I?
The Axiom is in the ring.
Well, so I guess that's
I'll get an Axiom cowbell.
actually maybe I can. Let me reread the detect magic spell.
Have we determined that
I learned
Axiom
at
is like
School
a
of Magic.
different school?
It's
Yeah, so Dinar, you
Sort of
essentially
like a
were
wild
able
card?
to discern that. So when you were picking up the magic, kind of the ping, as it were, from the different items, it was giving off this magical energy, but that energy didn't fall into any of the traditional or known schools of magic that
Right,
you're aware of.
I made an assumption that perhaps it was the chaos magic or Ataxian magic, but obviously without knowledge of it, then it's just a guess. All right, so well, I can't exactly detect or identify what it is, but I could tell you probably whether or not your pistol gives off the same energy as the rest of these weapons.
That would be lovely.
Why don't you
How
put it down with the rest and I'll
How about I put it down here and I shall go downstairs and we'll see if it stays there.
What, you think it's going to be like his shield? Like Flick's shield?
I'm working off of experience and what I have seen and know with my own 2 eyes, ears, nose, and mouth.
That's fair. All
Can't
right.
see with your ears, but you know.
It's called echolocation.
Yeah.
And I've turned into a dolphin. I know what that is.
All right. Well, Dinar will ritual.
Yeah, if you don't mind giving this a quick check, because I'm 99.99% certain that this pistol is Axiom.
If for no other reason than as you were suggesting it, Craig was doing this.
If for no other reason that the second I suggested it, Craig got a big stupid grin. So if it wasn't, it is now.
Almost like the DM planned things. What? No.
The word chaos was used far too much while I was looking at my character sheet, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
All right, so Dinar will ritual cast detect magic with all the stuff on the deck of the ship, along with Talen's pistol, to see if they are of similar
pistol too.
backgrounds. Yeah.
Orc will just stand by and sort of just observe this ritual as it occurs.
Well, these guys seem busy. I'm gonna be on lookout just because no one else is.
Okay. So you can throw yourself up on the top deck there if you want, but just for purposes.
Hiding way down there.
Dinar,
Yes.
as you expend your arcane energy and cast the ritual to detect magic, I'd like you to make an Arcana check as well, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
First roll of the night. I am trained in Arcana fairly well. That's an 11 plus 7, so 18.
18. Okay. Well done. You fall into your magical energy and stretching somewhat outside of your experience, because again, it's typically when you're casting this spell, you're looking for something that gives you an indication of transmutation or evocation, conjuration, the things that you're familiar with, that you understand. And the items that are laid out in front of you here, the ring and the potion, they both give off what you would consider normal arcane readings. They're identifiable.
It doesn't mean they're not cursed.
So the potion does give off an aura of transmutation magic.
Okay.
And
That's probably the third most scary magic to get on an unknown item.
What, transmutation?
Transmutation.
The ring gives you a faint aura of abjuration.
That's the best one you can get.
Abjuration. Okay.
And so the ring has abjuration. The potion gives you transmutation. So you have the hammer and all that stuff there, right? Yeah. You're putting all the items out, and including Talen's pistol.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So each of the warhammer, the longsword, the set of plate armor, the large axe-like pole arm, the maul, and the pistol all give off that strange, unusual, unknown magical aura. The pistol also gives off hints of evocation, which makes sense in that it can when it's fired, it can randomly gives off fire and energy, elemental damage, ice, etc. So the evocation part of it there kind of makes sense, but that seems to be secondary. But the pistol itself does have this aura, and like before, it just feels wrong.
Yay!
It feels wrong.
Because it's not a magic that you're aware of, and because it comes from the Ataxian weave, which you've kind of been able to put together, which is a weave of chaos. It's a wave of instability, disorder. There's just that hint of it, and it's almost like a buzzing. You know, that sensation, like when you're sensing the magic, it's just kind of like like it's giving this feedback, just kind of makes you a little bit uncomfortable because it's coming from a different source, and you can just feel that different energy coming off of it. That's a little unsettling.
So that's all. Sorry, all of these Axiom weapons are doing that, or just the pistol's giving me that weird feeling?
All of them, all
of
the
them,
Axiom. Okay. And yes, you are able to tell that the pistol does appear to at least partially be made from Axiom, or at least contains Axiom in it. Neat.
But
Hey,
it's
Talent.
sorry, the pistol is staying on the deck. It's not like appearing back in Talon's holster.
No, it did not. It stayed right where it was.
Hey, Talon, I think your gun's broken.
It worked pretty well when I blew up that tree.
Yeah, no, but it didn't like go back to you like the shield does.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
What
that's a
happened to
special
Boone?
property to your shield.
I guess I got the good one then.
What did you see, Captain?
Well, the potion and the ring are normal, regular magics that we're all familiar with. These weapons, and the pistol included, are all this Axiom stuff. The pistol does have evocation on it, which, given its ability to fire different projectiles, makes sense. But yeah, it looks like it's from the same source as the rest of the weapons here.
Is it safe?
Well, you've used it for how long? So,
Yeah, but how do I know it's not doing weird things to my brain? I've read stories about this stuff where you get things, you start referring to it as your precious, and then you go crazy.
Perhaps the gun compels you to drink.
No, those are the voices in my
Yeah,
head.
that predates the gun.
I hear voices in my head quite often. I ignore them and carry on killing.
If I may be so bold, Captain,
Yeah.
until we have a greater understanding of these weapons, I do not feel comfortable setting foot on Porto Darius with them in tow.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking about burying them off the coast somewhere.
I stand my original suggestion, which is to bury them at one of the false locations where we thought we might find the ruins.
The dragon ribcage was, I think, one of our favorite ideas.
Whale ribcage?
Or
Yes.
whatever. Wow, yeah. The dragon scales, the whale ribcage that we found the dragon scales in.
So, now that we've had a few minutes to think about it, I have a concern about putting it at one of the false locations. Eventually, we're going to have to go back to the Port of Sands and report that we found nothing. Or that we found this location, which I, quite frankly, don't want to do either. They're probably not going to stop at us, though. Somebody else will go out and recheck the locations we've checked. So if we bury them at one of the false sites, there's a good chance another boat goes sailing over, potentially uncovering all of it. That's my only concern. I agree.
Is there
we
any
maybe
reason-
bury it, but
I mean, the safest place for them seems to be our ship, unless we're in dock.
There is also the possibility of keeping them in Jordan's tower. That is, if we think that the wizard can be trusted.
Mm-hmm. We can trust him now. Who knows with this kind of stuff? We are dabbling with things that we know frighteningly little about.
And I personally do not hold much regard for mages, present company excluded, Captain.
thank you. Thank you.
waves from the front of the boat.
At best, you're a third mage.
I resemble that remark.
Both in stature and ability.
Absolutely.
Well, gents, I'm not running a dictatorship here, so I'll say we put it to a vote. Those in favor of burying it at a false location.
Is it time for me to raise the other sticky issue here?
Sure, let's hear it.
Well, you can clean your hands over there.
We can bury 5 out of the 6 items, but this one's coming with us wherever we go.
That's a good point. We can't get rid of that one.
But not easily, anyway.
Do you have any illusion magic you could use to disguise it?
I mean, I can put it on my back, right? Like, I just can't put it down and walk away.
I suppose you lot would be more knowledgeable in this than I, but are there any materials that can dampen the ability for these items to be detected in any way?
Like lead?
Is there an... Would that work?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying something like that, right?
I would allow you to give me give me Arcana or History.
Can I assist based on my readings?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
My research in my book tells me.
You just have this section in your book called Axiom. It's just a big skull and crossbones.
Well, no, I'm thinking more just about blocking effects in general.
Yeah, like something, brick and mortar mixed with basilisk's blood or something. Yeah.
So, who's rolling?
Surprisingly, petrified goblin stomach seems to do the trick.
What's the roll, Craig?
It's Arcana or History.
I'm trained in both, so I guess I'll give
And
that a go.
you can take advantage because of Monsieur Flick.
Okay.
Remind me to thank the wizard who wrote that book at some point.
Yeah, he's been very thorough in a number of topics.
Sorry, I will roll history.
Okay.
What I got? I got an 18 and a 15. So history is +7, so 25.
25.
Starting to be an actual wizard.
Got to start sometime.
That's our captain.
When it comes to Axiom, you have no idea because you weren't even aware of its existence previous to this. When it comes to magic items in general, lead has been used to hide the presence of certain things. Very powerful magics, though, would require a little bit more. Typically, sometimes you might have lead even like lined with silver, and then there's different types of enchantments that you write of that can actually mask an item's magical presence as well and make it appear non-magical. So there are ways to hide magic items' existence or an item in general's existence. It's not necessarily cheap, and it would kind of be very specific.
And if anybody came aboard, they'd be like, "What's that giant thick lead box in the corner?"
It wouldn't happen to be several crates of iron, would it?
You can give me an insight check on that.
Oh.
I assume Dinar can because he's the one who saw it.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if I actually am not sure how much knowledge we have on that cargo.
On the iron that you guys,
we knew it was iron, but we didn't know like what it looked like or the consistency or how
I mean, that's true.
Dinar did pry open a box.
That is
true. That's what I mean.
So Dinar, you can give me an insight then.
I rolled a 5 + 1.
5.
6.
You don't. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Iron is not lead, so
It certainly is not.
at least
Yes,
not
I was merely going off of the idea that in folklore, iron tends to be more significant of the metals against certain types of creatures and magic.
Yeah. So
such as the chaos of the Feywild. Okay. Well, I can't say I'm for or against either option. I'm not too keen on showing up with all of this gear and then having it all go off to various pirate lords. Nor am I particularly keen on burying it and then having someone show up to port with all of the stuff we could have ended up selling and the same result would have happened.
I won't mince my words. The primary reason that I am concerned about keeping this treasure in our ship is because if anyone does have the ability to suss out these things, then it would make us quite a desirable target.
Well,
Especially considering that we've already earned the animosity of Runix.
Let me counter that with the fact that I've been apparently walking around with one of these things for a very long time. And Flick here has a shield we can't get rid of made of this stuff. So, in that sense, unless they can detect that we have a whopping amount of it, we're already points of interest.
Does the ability to sense these items grow stronger when they're together in a high concentration? Do they amplify each other?
Craig, I guess Dinar would maybe have a good fix on this because in the ruins they were separated by many feet, and on the deck I assume they were in a small pile. So was the aura of magic stronger on the deck, or was it the same?
With them kind of combined together, it definitely makes it easier to pick up, and so there was kind of more of a stronger aura altogether. Yeah.
So was it just because of their proximity? It was a brighter blip, or was it actually like they were amplifying each other's magical aura?
You can give me an Arcana check
Okay.
or an Insight check.
Let's go with Arcana. 6 plus 7, 13.
Could be. It could be that just because you're sensing more at once, and so the aura is just big. It could be that they're sensing each other and kind of reacting to each other. You really don't know that much about Axiom still.
Yeah,
it's very new to you. Hard to know.
Personally, my vote goes for dumping the stuff off on Jorand and making our payday and getting the hell out of town.
As wary as I am to entrust such valuable cargo to a wild card such as Jorand, we at least know that within the tower is one of the few places that Runix cannot intrude.
This is kind of where I'm having my own opinion as well. While I don't necessarily think that Jorand is we barely know the guy, but when it comes to safe locations to drop a bunch of radioactive magical goods, and he may even be able to remove the curse afflicting Flick.
Assuming Flick would like that curse removed.
I think Flick should have the curse removed.
At the risk of sounding barbaric,
What?
there is we also have some leverage of our own in the fact that we know Jordan's secret.
This is true.
As to the nature of his physical form.
Yeah?
Which, if he attempts anything capricious, we could always leverage that.
I would argue there's not much he could do with them anyway. Because we know that the Joran that we know is more of a projection. So I feel like wielding weapons is not something that he can really do. Now, we don't know what kind of alternate abilities these kinds of things may have because our wizard doesn't know anything about them other than that they exist and that they're awful. Which, don't get me wrong, is very, very important information to have.
Jordan has many centuries on me. He might actually.
I feel like it's honestly, I feel it. And this is coming from me. I feel like it's our best bet.
All right. Flick. Any
Also, it
opposition?
does give us a bargaining chip. Maybe we can get some more visions out of him.
Yeah, I mean, we fared so well last time we got one of those, right? Knock out his lights for a couple of days. And,
Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't target a god. We could target Runix. We could target
Oh, that chunk.
Captain Boone.
That is actually not a bad idea.
And then Donar can
These
learn
are-
sending, so I can send limericks to Runix every single day.
These are candidates for scrying that we're suggesting.
Yeah.
This will
Sure,
sound
you don't wanna
selfish
peek
of
in on me
me.
again, boy.
This will sound selfish of me, but as I've discussed with you, Tayland, there are certain individuals that I would like to know the whereabouts of as well.
Same here.
Talon, you do hear a voice.
Yeah, yeah.
You sure you don't want to spy on me again, boy?
Yo, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
If
Wait,
I
you
may make a suggestion to you, Captain,
Yeah.
I have some experience in transporting illicit goods.
Do you know?
Our first order of business when we arrive at Porto Daria should
It's
be
the shell.
our first course of action when we arrive at Porto Daria should be to purchase an innocuous item which we can use to transport the goods without arousing suspicion. I would suggest perhaps a large rug to roll the weapons up into.
I was going for wicker baskets, but yeah, that'll work too.
Okay.
Large rug. Okay.
That's a nice rug you got there. Yeah, thanks.
Furnishing the crew quarters. It's not a bad idea.
It's
Drug
Maybe
delivery
a
to
large
the tower.
city. Porto Darius is a large city with large amounts of commerce.
Many rugs.
People are more inclined to search boxes and crates and chests than they are a rolled up rug. And also, I gestured to the mall. It would be hard to find something that would meet the dimensions of some of these items otherwise.
a lot of these were on some rather large, well, coffin-shaped platforms.
Do these weapons look like they were sized for dwarves, or just in general? Like the shield, for example, is it like sized for a smaller?
Didn't the shield adjust to
It
flip?
did.
I think we could probably assume the rest of them do.
Yeah.
But only if we bond ourselves to them.
So what you're saying is I need to hold them all to make them real small?
And then
I
now
did.
Dinar shrinks you.
Well,
Ill-advised.
Dinar,
yes.
when right before Talon said, "Don't you worry," and Flick kind of responded to that, he kind of got that look on his face for a second. You picked up
It's the whiskey face.
a little bit of a tinge of that strange Ataxian
I freaking knew it.
magic. Since your detect magic is still up,
It's
and
still
it's kind of
up.
like there was just a little bit of a blip, like it was just. But because you're lasts for 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is happening in 10 minutes. In that moment, right before he spoke, there was just like a little bit of almost like a pulse off of him, of that same kind of strange
Who needs sanity
chaos
anyway?
magic, chaos energy.
The sanity's only holding me back.
Dayland,
Aye.
who were you talking to just there? Were you talking to yourself?
Yeah. I was talking to Persistence here.
Who's Persistence?
This is Persistence.
That is a chemical dependency.
And this one's Perseverance.
Do me a favor, Talon. Can you talk to Persistence again?
Give me a deception check, Kalen.
I was waiting for that.
Contest, and then Denari, give me an insight.
Ooh,
I will
he's gonna
give
beat
him
me.
advantage.
On deception, or are you gonna get the insight?
On insight. On insight.
Okay.
Okay, so I get advantage on
Come on,
insight.
Flick, back me up.
Get advantage on this.
I was talking to you.
I'm on lookout. I'm just sniping from the front of the boat.
Oh, Dinar is so dense.
I rolled an 8 and a 1.
Ah!
For a
My
total of
12
9.
deception.
Woof, woof, woof.
My 12 deception bypasses your puny single digit.
Look, could you talk to Persistence again for me?
You want me to talk to my flask?
I want you to talk to who or whatever you were talking to just a moment ago, when you kind of spoke out of turn.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Would you care to explain to me how it does work?
Not without at least 2 more bottles of wine.
Why
This
do I
is asinine. I'm going above deck.
Why do I feel like 2 more bottles of wine is not going to get this conversation rolling?
And we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll
Torque is just going up the
roll
stairs. He's gone. He's had enough of this.
Torque's like, this is weird.
This-
Why?
This is
What's
asinine. I'm leaving.
what's going on tonight?
Something just popped off of you.
What? Where? I keep all my buttons in tip-top shape.
More like something like some kind of a up your entire body.
Yeah, that's my manly musk.
No, that was actually Ataxian magic. So, what just happened?
Well, we do know that this pistol seems probably doing weird things. That's what I would put my my money on.
So you were talking to the pistol?
Yeah, I don't like where this is going. Maybe we should leave it up here.
The pistol?
Yeah,
Or this conversation?
both.
Interesting.
I think the answers you'll find seek within that pistol.
Why?
Because if you're saying that I'm getting this chaos around me, I mean, I do tend to leave a trail of chaos in my wake. But
Yeah, but this was different.
if this is the magical chaos of which you are referring to, it's quite possible that since obviously the pistol has remained where it has been the whole time, it is of a different stock than the shield, and in which case its curse could very well be that I have something that goes poof.
Okay. Denar's not overly satisfied with that answer, but he's not going to press any further.
Nor should he be.
Flick, for the love of Disfuna, any sign of land?
I know we're even sailing right now.
No, I think we're still anchored.
We're
where the-
just anchored to
Yeah,
the
you guys came up to the boat and
Flick's
anchored,
been spending
and-
2 hours like searching the horizon.
Also, aren't we close to the coast?
We are. We probably should get moving. Yeah.
You guys are.
We should.
Yeah, we're right there.
You're still anchored at the last location, just above the cave that led to the room.
Yeah, I think we were gonna go all the way around, right, rather than go back, or were
Yeah.
we gonna go back?
Well, at this point, yeah, we've gone halfway. I'm willing to bet somebody was tracking at least our exit from the port, so they likely know we've gone this way around the island. So we probably need to complete the circle and maybe take our time with it to keep up appearances. And in that time, we're going to figure out what we're going to do.
Fair enough.
Above game, did the ghost... Above game, I have a question. Just refresh my memory. Did the ghosts specifically ask us not to reveal the location of the fort?
It
Or is
was
that
more so
something-
we gave them a warning that it's likely going to be found.
Okay.
Because, realistically speaking, we saw it from the ship.
But
Like,
we
it's-
don't want it to be found.
No.
Ideally not, but it's already been marked on the map, and if we don't report it, some other ship is eventually going to... We won't report it, but eventually it's going to get reported. So we did let them know, and that was where I think that conversation went.
So therein lies a possible answer to what we do. Is we could, because this ruin was so obvious from the surface, it will be found. And I got the sense from the ghosts that they are not interested in having more visitors. So we could
lie
go.
in.
Yeah, we could go back and
could-
say we found the ruins at this location and point them to
Spooky
the wrong
squid
place.
monster.
Yeah.
No, let's not do that.
But I mean, so the other part of that conversation that we kind of came away from with the ghosts was the realization that maybe the people who sent us were looking with nefarious...
For these weapons.
They were looking for the weapons, and they maybe don't have the most wholesome of intentions.
You're looking for
And
these
so-
weapons. I highly doubt you have altruistic
And
intentions.
so, as much as we like Captain Boone, Ship Boone might have ulterior motives that we don't necessarily like. So
there's two
in
ways that
itself-
conversation's going to go, of course, right? Either we go there and we say, "Yeah, we didn't find it," or we go there and say, "Yeah, we found the ruins, but we didn't explore it."
as per your instruction,
However, number two does kind of give us the idea that they're dumb enough to believe that.
Well, and if they're not dumb enough to believe it, then number two would give them, it would give us culpability in the weapons being missing if they explore it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's, in theory, it is better to just say that we just didn't find it. We didn't do a full circuit. So this is where I'm coming back to. If we don't circle the whole island, we can just say we're coming back after checking the whole east side and we didn't find anything. They don't have to know how much of the east side we looked, just that we didn't find it.
gives us more
We
time.
could even say we didn't go to the northeastern side. We just stuck to the south and the east areas, and now we're coming back.
So we can't say we suffered
Whereas-
heavy losses, but we did encounter some dangerous things.
Whereas if we go a full circuit, come back and then say, yeah, we didn't find it, they're going to be like, okay, sure. You didn't find it doing a full circuit.
Unless we roll like mad dogs and come away with the heist of a lifetime. If we roll all 20s and they roll all 1s.
I mean, there's a certain level to which, like,
Meta.
yeah. I mean, you can walk into the king's court and murder the king and then look the guard right in the eye and said, that wasn't me. You can roll a 20 all you want.
I don't think it's metagaming to say I hope we'd roll high.
No, it's not. Right?
No, and given our party's track record, lying is maybe not.
We're going to have to either way.
Yeah.
The trick is to make the lie as believable as possible.
I mean, how visible was that from the surface? Like, can we?
I mean, on a clear day, you could see the tops of the ruins.
Yeah, it was
Just under the water.
What was that word that you gave the tops of the towers, Craig? That I wrote
Crenellations.
Crenellations. There you go.
Crenellations.
That I had to Google immediately. Yeah. So yeah, they were visible from the surface.
How much of that was visible from the surface, and how much black powder do we got on board?
Yeah.
Not a bad point.
All right, let's
We don't want them ruins found. We can make them not findable, right?
In the risk of not using up our daylight, perhaps we should decide on what we're going to tell Ship Boone after we have successfully taken these items to Joran's tower.
Fair point. Do we want to go with Flick's plan of disguising the place by blowing it up? Or do we not want to do that and potentially anger the ghosts?
I don't know if we even have the means to do such a thing.
Oh, I can make it happen.
And I did actually ask the ghosts if they had a way to conceal their entrance. They suggested that they didn't. But they didn't say anything about, like, don't do it. So I don't know that they'd be opposed to
think
the
that's
idea.
implied. I think don't blow up our home is implied in most conversations.
Well, but we weren't blowing up the
Speaking again
ruins.
from
That was way out in front. I mean, their whole city's in ruins. That was like their courtyard. That's just the part that's visible from here.
Yeah, you don't usually tell someone it's like, hi, welcome to my home. Please don't blow it up.
How would you say that?
Actually, Torque probably has heard that exact greeting a few times.
So three little pigs have said that to Wolf.
A few well-placed thunder waves, and I can make that thing go away. It's just a question of if we want to.
It would make us a little bit more believable when they inevitably send out another scouting party to the places we went to.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, we came here because it was marked on the map.
Yeah.
Whether it's visible or not, the other places didn't have anything visible, and we still went down and found stuff. Like they're going to descend regardless.
We could also just play dumb and make ourselves out to be incompetent sailors.
Crying competence. That's my go-to.
There was nothing
The rest of
poking
you
out of the
seem to
water.
have no trouble in assuming that I am of low intelligence.
Never assume maliciousness when incompetence would justify just as well. Okay, I think we leave it alone, and I think we go back the way we came to give ourselves better credence when we try to pass off that we didn't find it.
Yeah, we're going
versus
back to the
fort. Versus a full loop where it's going to be a lot harder to tell them, we didn't find anything.
So why are we going back then?
Man, we ain't found.
Yeah, basically. Oh, well, we got to go back to Jorand.
No. I mean, why are we telling them that we're back though?
First, we buy a rug, then we go to Jordan.
we don't have to tell them we're back. I have a feeling one of the most powerful families in the city is going to know we're back.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when they come and ask, why are you cats back? What are we telling them?
Supply run. We needed to buy a rug.
Supplies. Supplies and potions.
We needed to buy some rugs.
All right, so we've got our noses bloody by the creepy thing in the deeps, and we need to come back and stock up. All right.
I think that's probably the most believable because we won't have to lie about that part.
Also, that's somewhat real because I'm running real low on booze.
And, it's totally believable given what we've run into that we might need potions or, maybe stop by the magic shop.
Speaking of which,
identify,
I'm going to just keep that ring in my pocket for a while and see if any attunement happens.
Without putting it on.
Not for mechanical reasons, just because Tayland is his treasure, but he's not.
Treasure.
Abjuration magic is comforting, but not enough to still put it on just yet.
So are you? So you're not playing with it all? You're not trying to stuff with it, or?
I don't know. Would you consider what would you consider playing around with it? Putting it on my finger?
No, I mean even if you're just kind of going
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna fidget with it.
Do some magic tricks.
I'm gonna No, I'm gonna
behind your ear.
I'm gonna totally be fidgeting with it and playing with it and man. Come on, Craig. I put it in my pocket. You know what that means. That means it's freaking going to be... My hands are going to be all over it the entire time.
What has it got in its pockets?
What is it?
Do you know how many USB sticks I've broken just by keeping them in my pocket?
Oh, man.
And flick in, flick out, flick in, flick out, flick in.
It has in its pockets.
They take a few spins in the washing machine.
No. Just me with my hands in my pockets.
So while you are doing that,
sailing or talking about sailing?
Sailing. We're sailing. We are sailing now.
Well, yeah. So just
permission to hoist anchor, Captain.
Yeah, we
granted.
Actually decided we're headed back.
Okay. Tayland, you can give me an Arcana check.
Yay.
Just to kind of
7.
Okay. So for the first kind of days, just playing around with it.
Can't wait to get Jack of all trades.
You know that it's magic, but it and you know that it's got abjuration. It doesn't really seem to click with you at all. There's nothing really jumping off of it.
It's a ring of protection.
So All right. So you guys are heading
Back the way we came.
back from
Back the way we came. And hopefully we don't run into the big scary beasties.
Get
Yeah.
those D100s ready, everybody.
Okay. So you can. I'll give yourself a long rest first of all.
Hooray! I like resting.
Hey.
I like long rests in and out of game.
So if you want to apply that on the D&D Beyond, so that overlay will.
Excellent.
I took no damage in that golem fight. You guys really
Yeah,
did not. You guys really did not use Torque to his full potential.
Nope. That's why he's your character.
Torque got in there.
Actually, Torque and I, neither of us got hit, so
It's true. It's true.
Flick got the kill, right?
yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're still.
I found the
tied.
treasure.
It was severely weakened by Torque as well, and then yeah, Flick got in and got the.
Mhm.
Got
The important thing is that me and Tay are still tied.
There you go. All right. So as you are setting out, how are we doing? How do you guys want to do watches? Are you sailing through the night? Are you resting at night?
Did we rest? We anchored and rested at night on the way up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we sail through the night, Torque will take first watch, since he would probably want to sail through the night and not linger here.
Yeah, that's maybe not a bad idea. Dinar will take second watch.
I'll go treat. That's fine.
Yes,
Aelin, because he's useless, gets to sleep through the night.
we got Torque. Sorry, Dinar is up second.
Yeah.
And Flick on third watch.
Craig, how long does inspiration last?
That's permanent.
Like DM inspiration?
Yeah, you gave me inspiration for talking to the statues last time.
Until you use it.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure.
Or
I also have
really
inspiration.
stupid and I take it away.
I think we're all propped up for inspiration, I think.
Does Bardic inspiration work the same way?
No, Bardic inspiration
No,
lasts
no,
for 10
it's just-
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And adds a D6 instead of just giving you
For
advantage.
now. For
Right,
now.
right.
DM. Yeah. I reserve the right to remove it if you do something horribly stupid. And I'm just
Like
like
make a really bad pun.
like if I lose brain cells because of what you do, then
Inspiration gone.
you might lose inspiration. Yeah.
Quick,
Uninspiration.
nobody say anything about top 40 music.
That means I can't sing sea shanties because they were in the top 40s for a while.
Oh, well.
Yeah. 1740s.
January of 2021, the best freaking month of my life, let me tell you.
All right. So, as you're sailing through the night, then that would require whoever is taking watch to technically actually be helming the vehicle, unless somebody is going to be helming
Oh,
the vehicle
God, that'd be so awesome.
as well.
Torque can do that. He's got the muscles to work the wheel.
Okay.
Let's see
Uh,
the know-how.
Torque, that's gonna be my other question. I don't believe you have water vehicles, do you?
Efficiency.
I do not.
Do not.
Is a water vehicle gaming set? No, it's not.
No.
Depends
So
on what
in
kind of
that
games you play.
case, this will be survival
Okay.
to sort of keep track of your path as you're going, navigating by the stars. And like,
Okay. Okay.
so I'll have you do 2 rolls for me then. Survival check as you're helming the vehicle, and then a perception check as you are.
Since we were just talking about
Scanning.
inspiration, I am going to spend mine on this survival check.
Oh,
I already have a +5, but I don't want to embarrass myself here.
okay.
I was just going to say, Craig, knowing that my crew is not as experienced with water vehicles as I am, is there any way that I could give Torque a crash course before I hit the hay on how
Sure,
to
you want to
navigate
give him
by
a
the
crash
stars?
course?
I have a +5 in survival,
The
and
Cole's
I'm
notes.
spending my inspiration, so I
Okay.
should be good.
All right.
I mean, that's something like if oh yeah,
Hey, nicely
24
done.
and 21.
I didn't even need it. What a waste. But oh well. It's use it or lose it.
Yep.
As you stand behind the helm, Torque, it's been a while, but memories of your pirate past return to you in those few times that you took the wheel. And you kind of, get a little bit of a sense for the, just the easy maneuvering of it. Basically, just kind of keeping the ship steady. It's kind of all you're doing right now. And it's fairly calm seas. And you're able to kind of navigate by, the clear moonlight. So
I think engaging in this sort of activity that sort of reminds him of his past is still a little bit traumatic for Torque. So as he sails, he is going to be kind of practicing a little bit of mindfulness, just sort of taking deep breaths of the salty sea air, just thinking about how the moisture from the surf feels on his skin, kind of focusing just on a single point in the horizon, just kind of trying to keep himself centered as he sails to avoid slipping into that trauma a little more.
Doing some nice manly grunts along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, so you're able to keep the ship on a steady course, and I'll get you to give me a perception check, please.
Okay. 21.
21. Torque high roller. We rolled so high for you last time, Torque, as well, man.
It's true.
Torque was balling.
If only Lucky had rolls like these.
So with that state of mindfulness, Torque, you managed to kind of find yourself calm and heighten your awareness as you watch the silent seas around you. And it is very quiet. You catch, just kind of on the edge of your vision, the night, you can see form kind of break the surface, and then big flume of water come up from a blowhole. Another one joins it. Seems to be a small pod of whales catching a breather in the night sky. They descend again.
As Torque sees this, he will just sort of mutter a quiet prayer to Desfuna, just as thanks for this safe passage and for what he perceives to be a good omen in the sighting of these whales.
Okay. The rest of your watch and your time at the helm passes uneventfully and pleasantly peacefully. Dinar. You wake from your rest. You find Torque just very calmly standing at the wheel, and with an unusual expertise, you see him just totally at ease, just very, very delicately just guiding the ship.
It's a bit trance-like. I don't think Torque even hears Flick approach.
Dinar.
Oh, sorry. Here's Dinar approach.
So you definitely don't hear Flick approach because he's
because he didn't. Yes.
Well, before coming up on deck, Dinar is actually going to grab the Axiom longsword to tinker with during his watch.
Oh God! It's getting to him now too.
No. It'll be fine. Dinar will come up, and seeing that Torque is not responding, and I come up beside him, pat him on the shell.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the nice breeze, I see.
Something like that, Captain.
The seas are something to behold in the nighttime, aren't they?
Someone offer me a Caesar?
Here, save it.
Magic missile.
Caesar.
Magic missile.
The helm is yours, Captain. As Torque just shuffles to the side. And then he sees the longsword. What do you plan to be doing with that, if you don't mind me asking?
Not at all. Dinar is holding it by the blade, for the record. He's not holding it as if to wield it. Dinar will reach in with his other hand and pull out the shards of the crystals that we pulled from the volcano. Just want to see if they'll talk to each other.
Would you prefer if I take another shift at the helm so that you can focus on your task?
No, I mean, if you want to stay up with me, that's fine. But I'm very familiar with even a ship this small. I can do both.
As you wish, Captain. And Torque will go below deck.
All right. So, Dinar, explain to me what's your process going to be here? What does this look like as you're steering, on lookout, and also fiddling?
Dinar recognizes that his lookout is maybe going to suffer, but figures steering a ship is not an always hands-on activity. So Dinar is going to take out the shards. He's going to try one shard at first, and just, I guess, each of the 5 shards. He'll place the longsword in a secure place, not on the edge of the ship or like on the railing or anything, but maybe just at his feet. And he'll, sit down in front of it with the shards out and just one at a time kind of placing them all over the sword, seeing if any kind of reaction happens with the shards, if they light up again. Okay. Assuming nothing happens there, Dinar is going to take one of the shards and see if they're sharp enough that he could carve into the deck of the boat. And if he is able to, Dinar is going to take that shard, take a little piece of the sword, and see if he can kind of etch a little symbol or anything into it. See if it reacts in any way to that.
Okay. Very interesting. First, let's get you to make your water vehicles check.
Okay.
I think I had you do. What did I have you do for this before? Is it athletics and proficiency, or I don't know if you can roll it directly from your.
I do have a water vehicles proficiency.
You can,
+7.
and then you just have to let them know what ability score to apply to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember what I had you do last time.
In Roll20, it's showing a +7 with intelligence as the attribute.
Right. I think that's what we said before. So yeah.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and give me that roll, please.
I rolled an 18 plus my 7, so 25.
Yeah, you got this, man. You like one hand, you're just like you're like looking at the sword, and like you kind of naturally feel like the sway of the ship, and whether it's being steered off a little bit by a wave, and just kind of absentmindedly just like go back up and just like kind of adjust the wheel ever so slightly. You spend lots of time doing this very thing. So that's taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
For your watch, because you are preoccupied, we'll do perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you'd be distracted.
Just slightly.
Just slightly.
It's not terrible. I rolled a 16 and 11, so it's 11 plus my perception of 1 for 12.
12. We just took Torque's numbers and 21. Okay. You're trying your best to keep an eye on the waters around you, but you keep just coming back to this much more interesting experiment and this sword and these shards. Give me an Arcana check as you are just looking at them, sensing them, kind of playing around with it.
Hey, that's a 20. Oh! Plus 7, 27.
That's what we got to put on Twitch, right? Like when somebody rolls on that 20, you get the sound that goes off. Like
it's a really obnoxious noise.
Yeah, it has to be as obnoxious as possible.
We should have like a custom emote for that.
Oh, you know what'd be perfect for it? Like
think we got a ways to go before we can get the rights to Venga.
To the Venga boys.
That's right, yeah. The nat 20 has happened. Okay. Something kind of clicks in your mind as you're looking at these shards and you're looking at this sword and just thinking about sort of the magic that you'd sensed, coming off of these Ataxian weapons, and thinking again to how the crystals, when you both in the volcano when they were kind of glowing and faded as you moved away from it, and then again in the ruins as the presence of the crystals there and the the Ataxian energy that they have essentially had woven into the very structures of the walls itself, to everything. It was just all over the place there, and how these shards kind of started to glow a little bit. And you have somewhat of an epiphany that perhaps even more so than the weave, the main weave itself, which kind of runs through all things, these elements of whatever you want to call it, physical manifestation of the Ataxian weave, they are all connected. They all seem to share this same energy, and it all does react. It all pulls, seemingly, a sword being attracted to the shards being attracted to the walls, responding to the automaton that was able to call on it. There's this symbiotic relationship, it seems, between all these different elements, because they all share this chaos energy that flows through them. And even though the shards aren't glowing right now, your mind has begun to become more aware of this new type of magic energy that you weren't aware of before, to the point that because it's so discordant, it's so much different than any other type of magic, you swear that even right now, just looking at this sword and the shards and the proximity to each other, faintest, almost like a hum, faintest tangible aura seems to be there, as they just almost like they're calling to each other, like they're sensing each other on a very, very base, not an intelligent level, not a sentience, but just energy to energy, right? Like they're sensing each other. There's a connection there. And without even realizing what you've been doing, you've arranged the crystals in such a way that they're kind of lined up, like the shards, almost like they're lined up like a blade. And you've kind of mirrored this blade image. And as you've been doing that, and you kind of just look down and when did I pick up the sword? And you're just kind of holding it there, and you're looking at it, and you've got the shards in the other hand. You're kind of lying it out on the deck, and I don't remember picking it up. It's almost like it called to you. You were drawn to this hum, this energy being emanating off of it on a subconscious level.
Realizing that I am now holding the sword and what's happened with Flick, Dinar will rotate it in his hand so he's holding it more like a dagger, stab it into the deck, stand up and walk to the back of the ship, backwards, that he can see the sword as he walks, see if it reacts in any way as he gets further.
Very sharp. It easily, almost too easily, just right into the wood, with not much effort, especially from somebody with an 11 strength. Just, and it stays there. You kind of back up, you look at it. Nothing else happens. But it's a very strange moment.
Dinar's going to reach out his hand towards it. And in his brain, try to summon it to his hand. Like mentally,
Mjolnir.
telepathically. Well, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
This thing has found its way into my hand once. Now I'm trying to figure out how.
Doesn't follow.
Okay. It's curious.
Yep.
All right. Well, Dinar will go back up and collect his crystals. Put them back in his pouch. No. Yeah, he's going to put 4 of them back. He's going to leave 1 out. Grab the blade, pull it out of the deck. I'm assuming it comes free.
It does.
Put one of the crystals on the deck with one hand holding it, the other hand on the back of the blade. I'm going to try to press down on the crystal and break it, essentially, with the sword.
Sure. Okay. Give me a strength check, please.
This will go well. Not bad. 16 plus nothing.
The sword slices through the crystal shard like it was nothing. Just shoot. And the shard, instead of shattering, the cut is perfect. Flawless. Like a laser cut almost. It just cuts it clean.
The blade itself didn't heat up or anything?
Not that you saw, not that you felt.
All right. Dinar's going to stand up and go over to one of the railings of the boat.
Okay.
Lightly put the blade sharp side down on the edge and start to push.
Give me a strength. Strength check.
That's only a 5.
Okay. It's almost as if your own hesitancy stops you, and you're kind of like, "What am I doing? What am I doing?" And you're like, you don't quite want to push as much as you want. Like, it's like you're fighting yourself and like trying to cut the railing. But even still, there is a line in the wood where you press down.
Does it look like a slice or does it look like it's been burned?
It looks like cut,
It looks like a cut. Okay.
but an impossibly clean, precise, perfect cut.
That's interesting. All right. Well, I don't know what use these shards are. So Dinar will spend the rest of his time on his watch creating nice clean facets on that shard to create a gemstone. A big gemstone, but trying to, from what he knows about jewelry, trying to just make as many nice facets on it as he can to make it look like a pretty jewel.
Interesting. Give me a kind of be, I don't want to call it tinkering, but let's call it sleight of hand.
Okay.
For precision. This is very, very precise work
With a big
with
blade.
a friggin' sword on a crystal.
Okay, so sleight of hand.
It's like trying to do surgery with a hatchet.
And then that basically is, I rolled a 2 plus my 1, so 3.
Okay. The end result is less than desirable, and I mean, it looks less shard-like, but not quite gem-like, more like kind of disfigured rock.
Okay.
In the angles and what you've done, it's like, yeah. It's like a kindergarten geometry project or something, you know, where
Yeah.
you roughly have an idea of a shape in your mind, but trying to actually create it, nah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So preoccupied are you by this that your watch
Boy.
passes completely. Really not paying much attention to anything that's going on around you. Yet you still managed to keep the ship on course.
Hey.
Remarkably
fix
so.
that.
We come to Flick.
All right, Captain Betty, by time for you.
Sounds good.
Just
Dinar, it feels like 10 minutes have gone by, right? You've been so preoccupied. It's like, wait,
Oh, yeah.
really?
I was having fun.
Does he look like completely zoned out, or like how?
With your passive insight, he looks a little not zoned out, but there's definitely like a hyper focus.
He doesn't look like he's been sailing all night to me. That's kind of the.
It's obvious even as you come up to the deck, right? His eyes aren't like out. His eyes are like, you know, he's down like trying to cut, and he's very much like, and even then he's like, steer, steer.
Oh, what's going on, Captain? Arts and crafts time?
Flick, is it really the end of my shift?
I mean, yes, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess arts and crafts is probably the easiest way to explain this. And Dinar will hold up his crappy little gemstone.
I mean, you've done a good job there. That's great.
I mean, first try, so just
No.
testing out these weapons and seeing maybe what their purpose is.
You think it's a gem cutting sword?
No, definitely not. But it
I agree.
Jeweler's
well,
sword.
it cut through the crystal like butter. So
+1 to gem carving.
I just thought that's a practical use.
Huh, wonder if the my thing can do anything fun.
Actually, hang on a second. Hold up your shield.
Done.
Dinar's going to place the sword on the shield, just on the edge, and try to slice.
Thought you were gonna like.
Oh, it's gonna be Thor's hammer on Captain America, right?
That is the exact picture I'm getting here, right? I'm like, oh man, this is awesome.
I mean, like, it's Dinar swinging the sword. How much damage can you do?
It's true.
It's
Very true.
So you're just trying to like.
I'm trying to see if it'll
place
cut
it?
the shield. Yeah,
You mark it, yeah.
mark it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try to put a mark on the face of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just give me a strength. Like, are you trying to like? You're not trying to push down, or are you trying to more like?
I'm trying to
Almost like it's
see if it'll
like an attack.
No, not like an attack. Like I'm placing it on his shield, and I'm trying to draw a line on it.
Yeah, trying to score it like with an awl.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll say this is still strength because you're still applying
Force to it. Yeah. Okay.
Use the force. Use the quartz.
17.
Hey,
17. Flick, you brace yourself, and with a surprising bit of strength from old Dinar here.
he is bigger than me. I expect
It
something.
is true. There is that advantage. But the sword leaves no mark. Yeah. The shield is unscathed.
Yeah, I'll just do bing bing on the side of it. Yep, she's pretty solid.
I mean, usually damaging magical things is quite tricky, so I wasn't expecting that to work, but just trying it out.
Scientific method. Gotta experiment, right?
Exactly. Do you know what you're doing up here?
Absolutely not. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right, you see that star off the front of the ship?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Point it to that one.
Uh,
It's going to move a little bit, but point it roughly to that one. You'll keep us relatively on course.
we are so going in that.
Well, I mean, if you hear a waterfall, go
right
away
back from
from
the
it.
maelstrom. Yeah.
All right, I'm on it. Sweet dreams.
Thanks.
All right.
Dinar will take the sword back down to where the other weapons are being held.
Okay.
Maybe linger for a moment, and then go to bed.
Okay. Flick.
Yeah.
Survival check, please.
Here
With
we
your
go.
+1.
Kerblam!
Oh no! Oh no! Natural 1.
You hate to see it.
Wonderful.
But you knew it was coming. I set this up.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, Flick.
So
Oh, you hate to see it.
you remember that Dinar told you to steer towards a star.
Yep.
But you forget which one it was.
And there's so many of them out there tonight.
And instead of the one that's directly in front of the ship, you get distracted by one that's really bright. And you're like, ooh, that must
one's
be
twinkly. That makes more sense, really.
So you do veer off course. But as far as you're concerned, you're going the right direction.
I'm going in a better course. Thank you very much.
Nothing wrong at all. I'll have you make a perception check for
Sure.
your watch, please.
Perception. Kerblam. Oh, way better. Solid
Okay.
10 on that one.
You're distracted by story about Uncle Scab and stars. Something he was telling you about the stars. You know, being as
Well-
results of twinkling goblin farts or something. You know, along those
It's-
lines.
It's a little disturbing because he used to talk about Auntie V and how he'd see the stars in her eyes, and it always kind of creeped me out a little bit because how do you have stars in your eyes? That's just wrong. Like the stars are in the sky. But you know, the two of them, they got along like cats and dogs. Sometimes they got along like cats and cats other times. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm completely just going down memory lane, not paying attention to anything. But the only other thing that I'm going to be trying to do while I'm on my shift, since I'm doing a great job steering the ship and paying close attention, I'll have my shield. And how high up is the helm? Like how high above the water am I?
On the helm, you are. I'll bring it back to this page. You are. I think you're about 30 to 40 feet. I think if you're on the helm above the water, because it's
Above the water? Ooh, okay.
not a yeah. Because
All right.
you're on the helm is on the deck above, right?
Right.
Um,
All right, I will save that for another time then, because I really, really want to try skipping this bad boy, but I'm too far away. So,
Actually, no. Sorry. That'd be from like the bottom of the ship. No, you're there. 5. Probably closer to like 15 or 20, actually.
all right, that's doable. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So knowing that it's gonna come back anyway, so frisbee toss, sort of Captain America style. I'm gonna try and skip the shield across the water.
Yes.
I love it.
Amazing. Yes, you are.
The absolute mad lad.
I'm loving this. Okay.
Because what else have I got? I'm perfectly steering the ship. I've got a good eye on things are going. What else am I gonna do? And said,
What do I want to call this?
back on the arm.
This is gonna be just a straight dex check, maybe, or
Sure, I will throw dex on that.
sleight of hand, or just dex.
Let's see what straight dex. See,
Hey.
Go dex. Yeah. 19. Okay. So you kind of like almost like flip it upside down, and as it hits the water, it kind of
slices a little bit. Yeah. I'll get it better next
and
time.
then it kind of floats for a second, and then it like seems like it's gonna disappear, and you're like, and then it's just gone, but it's just there on your arm. You don't. It's this weird sensation because you don't, even when you're watching, you don't feel it come back.
So I
You
wonder,
don't notice it come back. It's just there.
is it wet when it comes back?
Hey.
It is.
Asking the real questions.
It is a little
Scientist over here, man. All right, this is this. You do your arts and crafts. I'm doing science. All right, skip it again. So yeah, that's how I kill my shift.
Okay. As you're spending your time doing this and kind of skipping the shield and comes back, skipping it again and watching it, and then it's kind of unnerving every time that it's just there on your arm again because you're expecting to see it disappear and then reappear, but it's almost like too fast for you to notice, or there's like a blink of unawareness where you can't seem to catch that moment of transition where it's just suddenly there. One of these times, as you kind of look down again, as you see it there, out of the peripheral, very corner of your eye, you swear you see a shape, a figure, just off on the deck. But as you turn, there's nothing there.
Well, that's perfectly normal. And not at all unnerving. Like cloudy shape, looks like someone in shadow, looks like
it looked like as much as you could catch, just because you're very distracted. It's like at a peripheral, like sometimes you just see something, you can't quite make it the details, but you have a vague idea. You're like, that's vaguely person-ish, and then
there's
nothing there.
Yeah, no, that's super unnerving. Mental note to mention that to someone who might be able to, I'll just sort of wander to the front and jam the wheel for a minute and go wander to the front of the boat and see if I can,
okay,
in the direction of where I saw the thing.
All right. As your watch comes to an end, you don't see any other figure. There's no other sign of this. Nothing else happens. And as the sun begins to rise, you realize that it's rising in front of the ship. And at first you're like, oh, that's beautiful. Wait a minute. We were sailing south. How is the sun rising in front of me?
Well, I'm now sailing towards the bright star again, so we're all good.
And you have veered completely off course to the east and are sailing away from the island.
Oof.
And towards the inner sea between the Isles and the mainland.
That's quite a journey.
So as the rest of you wake from your rest, come to the deck, Denard becomes very apparent to you that Flick has been steering you in the wrong direction.
Proper salute. Good morning, Captain.
Pretty much his entire shift, yeah.
I've been following the star, like you said. Look at that. It got brighter, too.
Denari is going to sigh, but then remember how he spent his hour. Or 2 hours. Had a little trouble, did we, Flick?
No, it was great.
You know
Check
what?
this. And I'll demonstrate my shield skipping. And it's like
Oric will just let out a beleaguered sigh and say, I will correct our course, Captain.
Yeah, we need to go that way.
Well, see, I couldn't see the island. Now that you pointed out, it's pretty obvious, but it's a little harder to see that crap at night.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And that's all right. I'm the only one here that's ever sailed before, so it's okay.
I mean, it was fun and all. I kind of had to boost a little bit to see over top of the wheel, but yeah, we got there. But we got somewhere.
We did get here. It's true. We are here.
Don't worry, Flick. You can come down with me and have some port, and then you can just say that you drove the ship directly to port.
Breakfast port.
Dayland, did you have a good snooze?
Wonderful.
Nice and uninterrupted, huh?
You guys are great at the whole watch thing. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Luxury liner here.
Although with how well Flick and I did last night, maybe it's time you come back into the exchange.
Because the drunken sailor will do much better.
Tell me, mother,
Couldn't have done any
always
worse.
told me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life was very hard. The food is always bad.
Oh, that might
the
keep
us
tea-
up
at night.
Torque will attempt to get us back on course.
Okay. Give me a survival check, please.
Okay.
Can he have advantage because I was telling him where to go?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Turn hard to port. This is Sherry. Flick's having the port.
Okay. Yeah. With a 24, you make a nice course correction. However, you're gonna have to make up the time. Not all of it, because you don't have to set like directly back west and then down again. You can kind of like angle.
Yeah, I just like
direction.
recalibrate.
Hopefully, pick up a good tailwind. Have the seas kind of going with you as you make your way down. But
Well, I guess we still have that deck of cards.
Plenty of ways to kill the time now that the sun's up.
all right. So for this leg of this journey, heading back towards Puerto de Arias, we'll kind of do it in skip scene fashion, if you will. Montage. I'll have just because it'll be entertaining. I'll have each of you roll me a D100 for probably especially given your steering, probably for at least 3 or 4 days in total, including the one previous.
I was gonna ask if you want us to roll them all on 3, but itchy trigger
96.
fingers here.
All right.
83.
And a 41 from Flick.
And a 15 from Dinar.
Good spread.
Trying to get
Or
lots of
bad spread.
representation in the hundreds.
I'm just going to go freshen my drink. I'll be right back.
Freshen your drink. Heads to the galley. Torque heads to the galley to freshen his drink. All right, so day 1. You encounter a ship sailing more or less kind of towards you. It becomes apparent fairly quickly upon spotting it. You can see the sails, that it is flying the merchant sails of the Far Traders Guild. The ship, as it comes into view, is a large, 3-decked, 3-masted galleon with many a cannon. And it is an official ship of the Far Traders Guild. As you approach, it flies up a secondary flag. Dinar,
Mm-hmm.
you can give me a history check with advantage because of your nautical past.
Okay.
I would say that Torque could probably do it
Do the
as
same?
well. Yeah.
Was that history you said?
Yes.
And is that also at advantage?
Yep. Because because you both are quite familiar with the seas.
Roger, roger.
So I have a total of 17. Rolled a 10 plus my 7.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
I got, well, apparently I got an 11.
Yeah. Do you want to go with the 11 or the 11?
Surprise me.
No. Sorry, Mike. What'd you say you got? What did I get?
10 plus 7, 17.
17. Okay. So Torque, you're not familiar with this flag. It's a bit smaller and it's triangular. With kind of, but the end is like a little bit got like a fork design kind of on it. Dinar takes a second to look at it and realize that essentially it is a nautical sign that means pass by. They're not they won't fire on you if you don't fire on them, kind of thing.
That's a better sign than prepare to be boarded.
Yes.
It's essentially like they're a merchant. You identify they're a merchant ship. They have no interest in you, and they're kind of signaling that, like, hey, we're not interested in you. You're a small ship anyways. They're just kind of like, keep moving, we'll keep moving kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of like in the camps, right, Captain? The small guy yields to the big guys, lets them get out of their way, and let them go on.
Something to that effect, yeah.
Hey, as long as we don't have to fight them.
Greg, what color are the sails of our ship?
Of your ship?
Yes.
Sails?
They are... what is ship Boone's again?
In the images, they're white.
Well, they're not actually. Okay. So, the sails are white. Yes.
Sails,
white,
yeah,
sorry.
the sails.
The sails, yes. I thought you were talking about the flag. Yes. Sails. Your sails are white.
Okay. Dinar will using prestidigitation. He will make a color, or I don't know how small a mark or how large a small mark I could make, but he will make the same mark on the sails to return the sentiment to the ship.
Cool. Roll an insight for them because they can't really see all that well.
Is that wise?
They're trying to tell us they want to pass. I'm trying to reciprocate.
With magic?
Yes. Unless any of you have the flag that they're waving.
I can make it in the sky.
Okay, if they don't get this, you can do that.
Why don't we just sail past?
That's
They
what I'm
did,
thinking.
yeah.
They leave the flag up. So your understanding of that, Dinar, is that nothing has changed. And they're kind of acknowledging that.
Everybody give a nice friendly wave.
Already doing.
You
Nice
figure
and
that
toothy.
given the size difference between their ship and yours too, they're not really that concerned about you. At the moment,
Figured
it's
as
like,
much, but
Torque just stands at attention, hands behind his back.
like a good
they kind of
first
pass
mate.
with a wide berth. Keeping a good distance between you, the two of you, and they sail on. That is day one. Day two. What happens on day two? Oh, look, another ship.
Oh,
So 96 and 83 mean ship.
Friendly one, right? Another friendly ship is what you meant to say?
Like the smiley face flag.
So this one is actually a fishing vessel, roughly the same size of a ship as your own, but it is loaded with nets and trawlers and the like, and appears to be crewed by a rambunctious group of halflings, and only halflings, from what you can tell. They kind of wave a polite "Hey-o" to you, and don't get too close. But again, realizing you're a salvage ship, you're not a warship of any kind, so they just kind of give a friendly, like, when you're in the lake and it's just like, hey, you can give a wave to a boat from the dock, all that kind of stuff.
ahoy!
Bye. Fine weather for sailing today.
Wind at your back.
All right, hopefully soon.
I say, I make a jolly good sailor. This is great.
To
Mind the
time,
dragon,
dear.
turtles.
The what?
Never mind.
He said dragon. Did he say dragon turtle? Ah, he's pulling your leg.
He's a goblin. Every turtle looks like a dragon turtle to him.
Big toothy grin.
Laugh at that. Yeah. You can see a couple of them like raising a glass of who knows what or a bottle and just be like, hey. All right. Halfling fishing vessel. Why not? Okay. On the third day, you near that wonderful whirlpool.
Oh, God.
But because you were aware of it this time and having a decent understanding of its presence and its location,
Yeah.
you managed to find the currents that allow you to avoid it, and actually give yourself a little bit of a boost. Riding the currents, woo, and kind of getting through. So that is day 3, and on the final day, as you round back into the sort of bay towards the Port of Sands, we'll put you up here. What did we roll? Let's see.
It was a 15.
It is a 15. Okay.
That's when the host of dragons descends on us.
But of course.
So Fleck, as you're probably most likely the most watchful at the moment, as it tends to be lookout kind of given to you. You see shapes swimming in the water off to the starboard side of the ship, down below. And at first glance, you think, a school of fish or dolphins
Or sea babies.
or something. But as you stare a little bit harder, you get kind of a bit of a closer look. Those aren't fish. Those aren't dolphins. Give me a perception check, please.
Sure. Right before I raise the alarm, I'll tell you what I'm alarmed about. 17.
17, okay. It becomes clear that these figures are half Piscean, half fish, and half humanoid. They are
no.
merfolk.
Okay.
The
All right. Oh, so
friendlier of the
bottom
two-
half fish and top half person. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, the other just
Yeah, those ones are.
These are not marrow size. These are merfolk, which most people know tend to be friendly to a certain extent. They don't really interact too much with landlubbers, as it will, but they do seem to have become interested in your ship and are just kind of playing around, swimming underneath, just kind of watching. And amidst them, you can see that a few of them are actually they have some underwater mounts that they are using as well, and they just kind of watch you for a little bit, swim along, and then disappear back into the depths.
I will at least
The cannons.
I will have at least have pointed this out to the. Hey, Captain, we got some swimmy folk down there.
What's so again?
Fish fingers.
Swimmy folk.
Swimmy.
Swimmy folk, fish fingers. What the hell you call them? Again?
Fish fingers.
Oh, swimmy folk, I love it.
Are they attacking?
No, they're just kind of like riding their giant seahorse and goofing around, I think.
Oh. You're talking about merfolk.
That's the one.
There we go.
As long as they're not sirens, I've heard quite a few songs about them.
Oh.
I think we'd already
Well,
know if
as
they were
long as-
sirens.
As long as none of us here have any issues involving impulse control, I think we should be fine.
I don't think that should be a problem.
You wouldn't.
She had fins where her feet should be, her eyes were dark as a storm. The siren that he caught upon that grey and fateful morn. Behind her lips her teeth were sharp, much sharper than his knives. She said to him, "Come closer, sir, and I'll eat you alive." La da da da.
So it's not one of
Then
those,
he
right, Flick?
realized it was his mother. It is not one of them. No.
Beware the wave-soaked maidens to whom the depths belong.
Bravely brave Sir Robin. All right. As you enter the bay, heading towards Porto de Arias, there are ships aplenty now belonging to various ships, the 6 ships of
Ships within ships.
ships within ships, indeed, and then shipping ships, and fishing vessels and all manner of vessels out and about. And you, actually, I guess I'll ask you which side of the city you are aiming for. So you do have a Boone ship, which would allow you to dock on the eastern side, the docks that are for the ships, or you could head to port side.
Okay, so quick decision here, guys. I would like to go to the magic shop and see if I can pick up a scroll of identify.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Mm.
Assuming he has it, we could get that quick and hop out. We could get a little bit more information perhaps on these weapons. However, parking here, they might think we've returned and found something. They're going to come and ask us a whole bunch of questions.
We have found some stuff, though.
But stuff we're not willing to give them.
We found other treasure.
True. Do you want to give them the dragon scale?
No,
No, neither do I.
we have
Well,
other treasure.
We've got, it's that lie of omission, right? We can tell them about what completed ones that we have looked at, and the spooky thing from the depths, and the unmarked whirlpool and all that crap. And we got stories to tell. Just not
Look,
money.
we leave Flick on the ship, and when they ask questions, we just shove Flick in front of them, and he'll keep them busy for 2 straight hours.
That's a good point.
Or you leave them with me, and I'll give them a nice sing-song lie.
I would suggest Talon and I stay back to guard the ship.
Yeah.
Talon can talk our way out of any situations that may arise, and if diplomacy breaks down, then I am also here.
Fair point. Plus, the two of you are magical, and you probably would enjoy the trip to the magic shop, and then talking to Joran is kind of your thing. I mean, I'm magical too, but in a very different way.
Yeah, we still need to talk about that.
Don't worry about it. Secrets of the Sea.
That sounds like a fair game. Flick you on board?
Absolutely, and we'll swing by a carpet shop on our way back. And
Why do I get the feeling that Torque ends up being the brains of this operation far more than
I'm sure he
Dinar?
already is, but I mean,
I think that's just by the virtue of that Torque is just the one least likely to overthink a situation.
Yeah.
totally.
Say,
He
Torque is street
understands the
smart.
importance of
The simplest solution
Yeah.
is often the best solution.
Dinar is book smart.
Do they have to be rugs, or could we just go buy some sails?
either or.
Yeah.
The sails, make sure that they are as opaque as possible, though.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
want any silhouettes of the weapon showing through the fabric.
I have not been on the sea for a terribly long time, but I feel like diaphanous sails are not a common thing.
And I got a
so-
few other
That's-
errands to run anyway, so this would be good.
Whatever material you
Come,
select.
Torque. You have the most excellent bassitone, and I have some things we can work on.
Now,
Hmm.
gentlemen, I'm not light on gold, but I'm sitting at 100. Could you spare a couple in case the things that we're getting to hide our loot?
You're
Are
welcome to my
expensive.
100 gold. Well, you know what? I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
I'll give you a lot of gold in exchange that you pick up a few things for me while you're out shopping.
Like?
Booze.
Yeah, give me your
Yeah.
list. I got you covered, kid.
Yeah, all right.
He pulls out a nicely already folded pre-written list and hands it over to Flick.
Beautiful. All right, I can cover this.
Okay,
Make sure you get me some of that Dreadnought cider. There's a whole song about it. Apparently, it's really good. I haven't tried it yet.
Orc will also give 100 gold and just say a potion or two may be useful.
That's fair. Okay. So, your laundry list of bad choices, things that we need to hide
Oh,
from.
no. I've been thinking about these for a long time.
Yeah, I know. They're still bad choices, but, to each their own. So, your list of
I-
goodies.
I
Torque wants some potions.
pull
The Dreadnoughts
I pulled-
wouldn't lie to me.
I pulled Dinar aside and say, for him, for Talon over there, I was just taking a few drops of the healing potion and putting it in his alcohol, sort of like when you need to give a dog heart medicine, and so you put peanut butter on it.
So maybe get a spare potion and mix it in with all
I'm
of his
just sitting
liquor.
here waiting for the day we find an amulet of the drunkard, okay? No more potions for this boy.
All right, I think we know what we're looking for. I've got 300 gold on me now. We're good to go.
Okay. So before we start our shopping montage, why don't we take a moment right here for a short reprieve?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, we shall take a break, and we'll be right back. See you soon. Don't leave. That was a good one.
I'm so incredibly funny.
Shut up. All right. Welcome back. I'm looking over there. That's not the camera. There's the camera. Welcome back. Oh man, it's
You're
a Monday.
supernatural.
I'm just like, hey, that's the computer. You know, it's Monday when. All right, so we have a shopping montage and a ship sitting montage. I suppose this is how this is all going to go about. So refresh me. I think I missed which dock you guys were heading to.
Well, given that we
want
want
the
to
magic shop that's in the ship's district.
yeah,
I think it actually raises less eyebrows if we park in the ship's district. That way we not look like we're trying to avoid contact. Just a routine check-in, right?
yeah.
How many mops do we have on board the ship?
How many mops?
Mops?
Asking the real
Yes.
questions.
However many a ship of that size needs.
Can I
Fair,
assume we have
a
a
fair number.
More than 0?
5?
Sure, it's a mop.
That's what we call a ship's dozen.
when we land and as Dinar and Flick take off, Torque is going to take 2 mops and force one in Talon's hand and say, "Look busy."
Oh,
If anyone comes around asking as to why we're moored here, we need to look inconspicuous.
Why is it always swabbing the deck with you people? Swab the deck, my clever lad, and listen
all
well
right, so
to
5
me.
is now a ship's dozen.
Don't complain.
That is
Learn my ways, and soon one day a captain you shall be.
Hard work builds character.
So if you ever need to pick up a 5 is something, just ask for a ship's dozen, and
Ships doesn't.
I
because
am perfectly aware of what builds good character and about hard work. Thank you very much.
So
I didn't
Actually,
think that
one
you
last
learned
thing I
much.
want to point out.
well,
Tayland is amazingly good at swabbing the deck. The motions that he does are the motions of someone who has done this for a decade.
I think Torque is going to clock that. He is going to see that and not make any audible comment on it, but just sort of like raise one of his brow ridges and then go to swabbing the other end of the deck.
love how you specified brow ridge. Like,
And I am
That'd be
in the competition that is who can get their side of the deck cleanest. I am clearly winning.
Torque is kind of softballing it. He's
You have to, otherwise you put holes in the deck.
I'll let him have this one.
he's letting Talon do most of the work.
All right. I guess I gotta split this because you guys are splitting up. So two views at the docks. The other 2 are heading into town. So Flick and Dinar, are you both heading for Magic Shop?
Well,
First, is that kind of primary or?
I think we're going to divide and conquer because I will take Talon's booze list and my own special list, which we'll discuss later. And Captain can take Little Guy's list and his own shopping. We'll meet back in the magic shop in what, an hour?
Well, one of my stops is my stop is primarily at the magic shop, but in order to get the supplies, the sales, will we be going to the roughly the same place?
For that, you'd be like right by the docks. You're gonna find the
We'll grab
docks
that
were-
on there.
The docks we're at?
materials and shipyard kind of stuff. Yeah, would be
Okay.
Does Dinar have sending?
fairly close.
No. I have message. There's a lot of spells I want.
Roger.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I will scamper off. You start browsing. I will reconnect with you. I will come meet you at the magic shop.
Yeah, let's plan to meet at the magic shop in an hour.
All right.
Okay.
Off. I go buy Talon's booze. I place my
How much-
orders and Go
How
collect
much are we spending on booze here? You wanna
Price
get
is not an
stuff,
object.
Or do you want to get like a lot of the cheap stuff? What are we thinking?
So, Tayland gave us 100 of his gold to get
Correct.
booze.
Well, you asked for some gold. I said you can have some as long as you use a good portion of it to
Okay.
get the things on the list. The stuff on the list ain't cheap.
So then, Flick, why don't you take Tayland's 100? I'll take Torque's 100, and then we'll give them the change when we return.
Done deal.
So, Flick, if you want to secure some fairly decent booze, I suppose, for what Talon was looking for. Are you looking to spend his whole 100, or are you gonna?
I mean, I will. It's in my nature to barter, so I'll try and get him some value for his dollar. But
And just something that Flick would have noticed at the bottom of the list is a hastily scribbled fresh note. Get something extra for yourself, man.
nice. All right.
Flick, before you go off on your own, that sending stone for Captain Boone. Do you mind if I take it for a minute, or take it for the journey?
Yeah,
I'll give
it's
it back to
yours.
you when we get back to the ship.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So Flick, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, which will cover your bartering,
Persuasion.
cover your schmoozing for the boozing.
Solid 8 there.
Okay. You are unable to successfully bring the price down.
All right. It
I won't say that actually goes up. You don't offend them too much. This is a pirate port after all, so everybody offends everybody. It's just
Not in a
kind of how it
bartering
works.
mood, I guess.
But as you're not as familiar with this location as some other places, and sort
And
of the ways of the barter, and
I'm not really savvy on what's the good stuff anyway. I'm just going from what I've been given. So, yeah.
So you end up essentially spending the entire 100 that he gave you to secure. You do get we'll say you secure a ship's dozen of really good, like, fine bottles of stuff.
Various
Variety.
liquors. Very good.
Good rum, a good cider, a good
I'll get the
swill
stuff.
of something,
I basically ticked off the stuff at the top of the list, not realizing they were sorted by
Yeah. And you're like, oh crap, there's like 12 more things on here. And then you can make your other
side
securities
purchases.
and easy enough. It's in a port such as this, it's fairly easy to find pretty much anything. There's something catering to everybody.
So I figure what I'll do, like I'll place the orders, and then on our way back to the ship, I'll collect the stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Easily enough. And was that it for Flick? You had anything else you wanted to do before heading?
No, other than that, just head to the magic shop.
Okay, Dinar, you're purchasing canvas.
Where did Flick's ventures take him? Did it take him over to like Market Square, the guilds, that side? Or was he able to collect everything here?
He would have had to go up to Market Square, to get a few of those items. Yeah.
So Dinar is going to make like he's going to the magic shop. And then when Flick gets out of view, he's going to make his way up towards Joran's tower.
Oh.
Ooh.
How long of a walk is Joran's tower from the magic shop?
How
5
fast
minutes?
you walking?
I'd say a brisk pace. Not so much as to draw attention from people, like, why is that guy running? But quick enough that I can get there quickly.
Probably about... This isn't exactly the scale what you're seeing here, so it's probably about 15, 20 minutes if you're booking it, yeah.
Oh, boy. That's not a lot of time to interact. Okay.
It's pretty crowded, too. You're, like,
Yeah.
moving through people and trying to push through. And
Okay. Dinar's still going to do it. He'll make his way up to Jordan's tower. I guess wait a few minutes after Flick leaves his sight and then move up towards the tower.
Okay.
On his way...
Okay. As you're approaching the tower, you do note that the tower does seem to have life once more. There's the lights are on, the colors there. It seems that power, as such as it were, has been restored.
Okay. All right. Seeing that the power's been restored, Dinar will run up to the front door.
Okay.
And see if he can summon
the statues again on the patio in front. Kind of move and follow you. A clear indication that yes, the magic of the tower is once again present.
If what's the Amazon lady's name?
The Amazon lady.
Not Amazon, the Alexa lady. What's her name?
Ardell.
Ardell. Does Ardell appear when Dinar makes it to the door?
She doesn't appear right when you get to the door. But as you kind of stand there for a second, then there is sort of that sound, almost kind of like not like a bing, but just kind of like a bit of a chime. Ah, Dinar, it is good to see you again.
It's good to see you're back online, Ardell. I'm not here for long. We're making a quick stop in port. Is Jorand awake and moving around again?
The master is still recovering, but he is present. Do you need to see him?
I need to ask him one question.
I can relay it for you if you need me to. Or would you rather see him?
I'd rather see him. And if that's not possible, I'll come back.
One moment, I will ask him. He regrets that he is currently indisposed. Are you sure that I cannot ask him for you? I pretty much am him.
While you are him, I would rather see him for this question, so I will come back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still not fully operational yet, are you?
Almost there. It has been a bit of a rocky recovery.
Well, glad the tower's at least functioning and you've got your security back up.
After that,
At least the towers are working. I'll come back. Dinar will turn around and leave. On his way away from the tower, and working his way down, he'll pull out the sending stone and try to send a message to Captain Boone.
Okay.
Captain, it's Dinar. We found something. Might be nothing. Wondering how you're doing. Tell us... That was a bad choice of words. In a way...
That was a bad choice.
that we'll know you're okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Dinar's a little flustered. He poorly chosen words. That'll be it.
You pooping?
I'm not Jester.
Oh man, Laura Bailey. There is no reply.
Now, would you know if the target was dead? Like, would it bounce back, or do you just send it into the ether and hope?
The way that sending stones work is that anybody with the other one
Yeah.
will hear it. So even if it's not, it doesn't have to be a specified person. It's just whoever has the other pair.
Yeah. I bet I could get a little bit of like some kind of insight if it was if I was casting the spell myself. But the sending stone, yeah.
It just pairs up with the other one. So wherever the other one is, it just connects with it basically. It's like an answering service, right? You're just sending a message and they can respond or whatever. So.
Oh, it's sitting on Runix's coffee table. I know, but it's.
When I get to the base of Joran's stairs, do I see Flick?
Flick's probably moving pretty quick.
Bopping between stalls, gotta do stuff.
Are you
Not that Dinar's necessarily being secretive. I am specifically looking for Flick.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a total of 10.
No, you see a few goblins here and there, but none of them Flick.
Moving too fast.
All right.
Unless that one's Flick with a weird-looking hat and a dress, but
probably not.
Good.
I mean, it could be. You don't know.
You don't know what I was shopping.
He did just go on a shopping.
But the shade of skin is wrong though.
Okay.
A little bit more olivey than.
All right. So then Dinar will, with a quick pace, make his way back down to the magic shop.
Okay.
Hoping to beat Flick there.
Okay. I say you probably do because you kind of just did like a one and done, whereas Flick is like kind of bouncing around in a few different spots. So.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what your secret list is, so I don't know where you've got.
You don't even know that he has a secret list.
I don't even know that he has a secret list. That's very true. Oh yeah, to me,
I did say I had some errands to run.
You said you had
That's
errands.
That's
yeah,
true.
So yeah. All right. So Dinar, as you approach the magic store, the magic shop, as it were, something is different. The building is the same, but there's a new sign out front. The sign says Allard's Antiquities and Accessories.
Did I write down what it used to say? I think I did. Nope, I've taken terrible notes. Okay, well, I noticed that it's different.
You do notice.
Does the name Allard mean anything to me? Like, that's not the shopkeeper from before, right?
It is not.
Okay.
Doesn't mean anything to you.
All right. Well, stores change hands, so that's all right. I'll go up and try the door.
You can give me a history check if you want, just to remember what it was called before.
Sure.
See how well your memory always working.
It's a 9 plus 7, so 16.
You recall that it was called Callum's Curios.
Oh, yeah.
Callum's Curios. And it is now called Allard's Antiquities and Accessories.
Antiquities and Accessories.
Allard. Allard.
Antiquities and Accessories. That doesn't sound like a magic shop anymore. All right, well, I'll try the door.
Is this like a Needful Things type situation where like it disappeared after you visited there?
The door opens. There's a bit of a kind of a nice chiming sound, accompanied by a little shower of multicolored sparks that just kind of harmlessly fluff into the air above you. And coming out from behind the counter at the far end of the room, which appears much bigger somehow than it was before, even though it's the same building in the same space, the shop is somehow longer, and there's a bright red carpet running down the middle of it. On the walls, there are images of items, but not actually the items. They actually appear to be kind of illusory projections of various items that just kind of change back and forth. And there's a door kind of in behind this counter, which is like a deep oak, very, very expensive looking. And the individual standing behind it is exceptionally tall for a human. And she turns around, her hair just kind of flowing in this magical like weave. There's no wind, but it just kind of like moves itself a little bit. And it's blonde. Oh, no, it's brown. No, is that auburn? Wait, it's just kind of shifting in these colors. And she wears this very simple, almost kind of so deep purple that it's almost black, this gown. She just turns around and puts her fingers together and goes, "Hello. Welcome to my store. What can I do for you today?"
He seems like an
Mr.
upstanding gentleman.
Dragonborn? It's a lady.
Dinar, after opening up the door and seeing the flashes and the red carpet and stuff with their hair, is internally thinking, "This is ridiculously eccentric." Then he will say out loud, "Yeah, last time I was here, this was a magic shop."
Oh, it still is. Even more so than it was before.
Do you mind if I ask what happened to Callum?
There's been an exchange of ownership.
All right, that's the pirate port, sure. All right. Maybe you can
He
help
kind of gives a
me.
knowing smile, and we get that like,
Maybe you can help me with a couple of items I'm looking for.
I'm sure that I can.
Callum was very faithful in delivering some magical scrolls for me. Hoping you can do the same. Not looking for anything weird.
You're a magic user, and you're not looking for anything weird.
Exactly.
What kind of magic user are you?
A good one.
Magic
So
is
I'm
weird.
looking
That's
for...
what we do.
Yes. And Dinar's going to kind of gesture to the room. I see you're an avid user. So,
Oh, of course.
I'm curious if you could supply me with a scroll of Identify and perhaps a scroll for Comprehend Languages.
What sort of magic emporium would I be if I could not provide such simple scrolls? Of course I can.
Fantastic.
Easy enough.
And what would you be looking to receive as payment for these?
You are simply looking for one Identify.
I want a scroll that I can copy. So not a single use. I'm looking to add this to my repertoire.
I see. And similarly for Comprehend Languages, I'm assuming.
Ideally, yes.
Well, those are both first level spells. Those are, very paltry things. I do believe I have. Yes, I do have a couple ready. That will be 100 gold each for 100 for a first level spell for you to transcribe.
Man.
So 200 gold.
It's a good thing we topped off the nice
Okay.
coffers.
So
Adam covered.
I was kind of hoping to continue my business relationship with Callum. Maybe
There's
see
still
if I
many
could...
people, but alas.
That's fair. Perhaps you and I could strike up a little bit of a deal here. I plan on coming back to this shop frequently
Good
to
for you.
expand my spell book.
Indeed.
Would you consider cutting me a little deal here, picking up 2 spells? As you said, low level, really not that interesting. You'd be helping out a fellow magic user.
Make it sound like we all owe each other something.
I'm not saying you owe me anything. I'm just saying I plan on making this my primary stop when I come to port.
My dear bright scales, what ship do you belong to?
Do we have a name for our ship? Did we name our ship?
It's currently
I think
named the
she's-
Squall. It's the Stormcaller.
I think she's
Right,
referring to
Stormcaller.
the noble family, though.
I know. Well, I am the captain of the Stormcaller. Right now we have some associations with ship Boone.
Associations, but you are not member. Well, I mean, you're not a dwarf, and so clearly you're not part of Ship Boone.
That said, we really should get to the whole renaming it business at some point.
Well, I tell you what. Normally, when I strike deals with individuals, we have a ship with which to associate them with, so that I know where to come calling, or for them to use as collateral, as it were. You have nothing to offer me in this way, and you seem appalled by the trifling cost of 200 gold for these scrolls that I've offered you at their cost. I'm not sure
gave
if
you
you're
money.
inclined to bargain with you at all. I don't know you. You don't know me. You have no ship allegiance. So what's in it for me?
What's in it for you?
Indeed.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Oof. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Hello,
Hey, they
good
changed this
goblins.
place.
I'll be right with you once I'm...
Hey, D, you see they changed the place up a little bit in here. This is
Oh,
great.
we know each
This
other.
is fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Hey, that's
it's
a very tall lady. You are an impeccable decorator, lady. This place is
Thank
really
you.
sort of jazzed up. I enjoy it a lot in here now. It
I
really
appreciate it.
dreary before.
Thank you so much.
This is something good. So, D, you got your paperwork done here. Let's come on. We got business.
just settling the bill, actually.
Well, pay the nice lady what she wants, and let's get the hell out of here. Right? Right?
Ooh, I like your friend. Straight to business.
Yes, he has a way about him. Like, do you happen to... No, I'm not going to ask you that here.
You don't want to open any doors?
No. How about this? 150, and I'll give you these. And Dinar will reach into his pouch, and he'll pull out his 4 remaining crystal shards.
Ooh.
We pulled these from the volcano, Mount Furigasa, to the north of here. They have properties that go beyond my magical understanding. Perhaps might be something that you could study.
Curious. Man.
Sure. Dinar will hand over... He'll hand over 1.
Hey, don't forget the little guy's juice, too, eh?
And holds it up
That's why I need more money.
into the light and looks at it. And you see her wave a series of incantations kind of over it. Just blindingly quick, hard for you to even kind of track what she's doing, but you sense the magic just kind of one after the other. Interesting. She kind of hands it back to you. My good sir, I would be very careful where you try to peddle such items of forbidden magical nature. But I'll take your deal.
Very well. I'll hand her the 150, plus the rest of the shards.
Curious. Into the volcano, you said.
Yes,
So you're quite the adventurous type.
we get around.
You don't know half of it, lady. And I'm now clanking up with my armload with my ship's dozen bottles of booze and a few other wrapped packages beside me as well. Yeah, we got to get D's juice too. I can foot the bill for that if we need to. We need healing potions. What you got in stock there, lady?
What can you afford? I mean, you Seems like you practically broke the bank to purchase these simple scrolls. I have, of course, your standard variety healing potion for 50 gold each.
All right, give me a sec here, and just a coin purse hits the fine oak desk and sort of scatters open. It's like, we're gonna have to count for a minute here. Hang on, and it starts. All right, there's 50 and 50, and this is all me, and scoops it back into his shirt. All right, so that 2 of them.
And Dinar will actually hand over his remaining 50. Let's make it 3.
3 standard healing potions?
Yeah.
Easy enough. She reaches down to a pocket that you didn't really even see, kind of in her robe or dress, whatever it is. Her hand just kind of disappears, and you hear kind of like ting, 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 ting. And she kind of does one of these and pulls out like one in like each between each finger, just kind of like there you go. And she just kind of holds them out for you to grab. And you can see her fingers are like incredibly long and slender and delicate. And she just kind of holds them out for you.
Do you mind, D? My arms is kind of full now.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, please don't make me wait.
Dinar will
Take them.
grab the 3, put them in his pouch.
Thank you. Say, I tend to have need of adventurous types from time to time. If you find yourself in need of an adventure and wishing to profit from it, do come calling. Might have something for you. Something that would be mutually beneficial for us. And then perhaps moving forward, we could discuss discounts.
Sounds
Got
fair.
it, lady.
Excellent.
Dinar will make for the door.
And
Excellent.
on our way out, I will minor illusion a jaunty purple top hat on my head, the same color and fabric as her dress, and sort of strip down her red carpet and big ol' Catch you later, sister.
You hear the laugh from behind. I do like that one. Say hi to your other 2 fellows for me. Thank you.
Dinar's going to kind of half
I
side
don't like
look
that she
over his
knew
shoulder.
Was this the same? This isn't the same woman that sold me my trident or anything, is it? I guess I would have no way of knowing.
I was
I'm
going to
not
say,
there.
we weren't there for that, and you're not here for
Never
this.
mind.
You're not there. You're at the
Just-
tavern. Getting drunk.
Thinking out loud. Sorry.
I like her. She's nice.
Did you mention that we had 2 back on a ship?
I guess we've got a reputation in town, huh? That's all
suppose.
shot at it. Unless my passive insight pings on anything, I'll leave it at that. Was she trying to be intimidating with that, or just?
With your passive, it wasn't. It didn't seem to be anything intimidating.
Well, it wasn't a threat. Just.
It wasn't a threat. It was more along the lines of, I know. Which kind of has the air of just a person who knows things.
All right.
And making it obvious that she knows things.
She's a nice lady, and she knows about us because we've got an awesome reputation in this town for getting jobs done. All right, D, let's get back to the ship. We got a whole bunch of crap here to give out.
We still got to make one more stop and pick up some of those supplies we need.
Yeah, the sales.
But yeah.
So what are we looking for as far as yardage here of sales?
So Dinar would like to grab enough for our main mast, or our only mast. We only have one.
Yeah, you're a single masted ship.
So I'd like to grab enough for one, and then enough rope to rig it, so that it's not just us grabbing a mast, but repair items.
Oh, sorry, you're 2 mast. You're a double mast.
Okay, enough for our main mast, and then the rigging, like ropes to rig it up.
Okay. So for all in that all together, you're probably looking at like, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Can I get Flick's help?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, seriously. 3 and a 4.
Hey,
Plus 1, so 5.
give it to me cheap. No. So running about 10 gold for ample supply of canvas, ropes, stitching, everything that you need to.
Flick, I'm a little shy. I need 2 gold.
Oh my word.
I got you covered. Don't worry, man. I will
Okay.
pay the full 10.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Because apparently I haven't spent any money ever, so this I'm going down here.
And Denara's spent all of his money.
So
Light of the Wizard.
Yep.
on the ship, while all of this is transpiring, Torque and Tayland, the T's, after you have swabbed the deck sufficiently, what do you do? Doesn't take you too long because, as Tayland has made it clear, he's an expert at such things.
Torque
I'm a
is just
good swabber.
Torque is just going to continue to look for any sort of busy work. It's not so much about completing the tasks. It's just that if like someone important walks by, Torque doesn't want it to look like we're just idling here. So he's going to just like do busy work for the sake of just looking busy. It's about appearances more than anything else.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you're. So I'm assuming you're kind of on the lookout. You're watching what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
Hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it? What's that thing spitting? Somebody should stop it. Turn hard to port. That's not port. Now I've got it. Trust me, I'm in control.
Oof. It's 12
12. Okay.
with a +5.
You don't see anybody really paying too much attention to you. And
Taylor's
even,
singing is just a distraction.
even as you kind of look around, you notice
too
there's a
good.
couple other ships, kind of currently berthed, and the sailors aboard are much lazier than you are right now. And there seems to be there's a couple ships where they literally are just like, one's like on the gunwale, just like hanging back. And nobody really seems to be paying much attention to anybody or really caring. And you kind of get the impression that like, you probably could just like sit here and nobody would give a crap. Unless it's their business. It is a pirate port after all.
I think in that case, Torque will continue to work, but mostly just because it gives him something to take his mind off of, the several dangerous enchanted weapons that they currently have below deck and the people that might be after them. So now he's just kind of willfully looking for distractions now. So he's just going to continue just running general maintenance on the ship.
Okay.
Just, give him something to do with his hands, essentially.
Okay. Tayland, how observant are you being along with this, or what are you doing?
I think I've probably caught on to what Torque is going for. So I am quite good at one of the reasons why Tayland, of course, is so good at doing his job is because more often than not, while he's doing it, he tends to be keeping a very keen eye on everything else, overhearing things, looking at things, and building a repertoire in his mind about things they could use later.
Okay.
So I'm actually quite the keen observer as I am working along. And you might think that the shanties would cause problems with that. Only with the ears. The eyes can follow perfectly well.
Okay,
I'll give it a shot.
Perception check.
I say all that.
Obviously, we're gonna get nat 20.
Yeah, as I say, I say all that,
I mean.
and then we're it's okay, 22. There we are.
So okay.
So it was all true. All of that is canon.
Talking the talk. Fine, I see. Okay. So as you're kind of going about your business here, and you're swabbing the deck and doing the what's it, and fastening the thingy and you're roping the
battening all the hatches and so on and so forth.
Hatcheting the bat.
Yeah.
Full power to the photon torpedoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pulling up the charts in those weird gold machines.
Swapping out the dilithium crystals, ejecting the core. Crossing the streams here, guys. Somewhere on a Enterprise in one of the universes, somebody just started singing a sea shanty, and everyone's looking. I'm like, what?
I'm surely TNG had like a pirate holodeck episode.
Oh,
Surely they did, yeah.
They did sing the.
They had one where they're actually on the Enterprise,
Yeah.
like the ship, the actual.
I think in one of the
We're getting
movies
off
they
topic.
sang.
We're getting
one of
off
the movies
topic.
they sang the Pinafore.
You're getting off topic. Anyways, you do notice, kind of down one of the sort of main thoroughways, that there is a dwarven individual that is just kind of leaning up against one of the outer walls of ship Ataxian, but just kind of seems to be a little pipe, and is watching the two of you.
Has he been there the whole time?
He's been there most of the time. Yeah.
So like a few minutes after we
arrived not long
pulled
after
in.
you did, and it's just kind of sitting there. Just
This is in the middle of a street or like in a side alley.
it's like right about there-ish. So the ship Ataxian compound, and there's kind of a main road there, and there's a wall that kind of runs along it. There's a lot of people coming and going, and he's just kind of leaning up against the wall, kind of shoulder on the wall, and just
Torque. Don't look now, but dwarf.
don't look now.
Torque will discreetly try to sneak a peek.
I'd say he's able to point him out to you. Yeah.
Perhaps he's just bored.
Pirate port.
Perhaps he's just bored. Can Torque make an insight check?
I say you don't really think that.
No, I don't.
I would. I'd like to assist him with that.
Okay.
I've been on the streets a while. This might be something obvious to me. Is he
What's your
making?
insight? Maybe I should assist you.
It's +4.
Okay.
I have a plus
smoke
2, so I will confer advantage to you.
Sounds good to me. 22.
Oh, he's definitely watching you. This ain't a bored
I
dwarf.
figured.
This is a keenly interested dwarf.
He ain't bored. He's watching us. I can assure you, anyone watching me is far from bored.
So at this point, he kind of notices or acknowledges that you've kind of noticed him. The whole "I notice you, noticing me, noticing you" kind of thing, and just gives little.
What do you want to do? I could probably hit him from here.
That may raise concerns.
Yeah, probably. You want to just keep on keeping on?
Let's keep an eye and see how things develop.
Now, if you're not gonna at least mimic what I'm doing in proper bassitone, just make low grunts, and that can act as a backing track for chords. Yeah, like that. Yes.
I may have something in my repertoire if it assists us in keeping a believable cover.
Well, we're potentially past that point, but hey,
In that case, I may not be so inclined as to debase myself.
Oh, I'm sure you have a lovely voice.
I haven't done much talking in the last decade,
Yes,
let
you
alone
have.
singing.
You've done enough in the last few weeks. The last
More-
a lifetime.
More than I've done in the last 10 years.
I would imagine so.
My singing voice, as you might imagine, is a touch rusty.
Well, we'll start with something easy. We'll give you some E minors, and we'll work our way up. It's fine. Look, I don't read sheet music, but I know how to sing a song by listening to it a bajillion times. Disclaimer: I actually can't read sheet music.
Devin can, Talon can.
But Talon
Correct.
just has perfect pitch.
Yes, I do not. Well, I mean, we can either go say hi or we can just keep going. Can we tell? Does it look like he's from Ship Adamast, right?
From the looks of it, he's probably from Ship Boone.
Okay, so
Well, he's acknowledged that we're looking at him. Perhaps some small talk would
they
be of use.
they know we're moored, we're docked. They may be interested to know why. I'm sure they're just chomping at the bit to know what we found out.
Small talk. Play dumb. Be friendly.
Well, I can certainly do one of those things.
As far as we might know, he is just a friendly and curious observer.
Yeah.
Do not give him any reason to suggest we might suspect otherwise.
A man was walking on the shore and called he out to me, "Ahoy!"
Oh, dear Despuna. What have I done?
He kind of like just blows like a big smoke ring, just kind of in your general direction. And then he takes his pipe and he goes like, kind of motions through it, like.
How far away is he?
He's probably a good like 100 yards at least.
100 yards.
Probably
eh?
more than that, 200 yards. Yeah, like.
Just given that.
I would
just kind of
like
the
the
quite a
most
ways away. Yeah,
I would like.
you
most
can't really
ho
make
don't
out much
do it
more details than the
stare.
fact that he's a dwarf, and he's got a pipe, and he's.
I would
give
like.
Talon the most ho don't do it stare of all time.
I would like to reach at my side, and I would like to make the smoke he is breathing say the word "hi."
Oh boy!
In like cursive, right?
Yes.
Oh man.
He just kind of looks at it and goes.
I don't think he wants to talk. You have much.
Kind of like
You two have much in common.
Snuffs his pipe and then kind of
Mm.
puts it away, and then now just kind of folds his arms and just looks.
Well, he clearly doesn't want to communicate with us.
And just kind of stands and now just looking at you. Not like, he's not scowling or anything. He's just kind of looking like. You can't really tell his facial expressions unless they're like exaggerated.
Well,
So
he's
at the
probably
moment
got
it's
he's a good distance away. If if he was bored, he ain't now. You think? I mean, he's just gonna stand there until we do something, isn't he?
We've given him no reason to be suspicious of us.
No, but why is he watching us? You'd think he would come up and talk to us if he wanted to know something. Like, we're working for them.
Did we know if Runix is affiliated with any of the 6 ships?
He is not. You guys.
I think we're pretty certain he's like a third party.
Yeah, he works outside of the
whole disintegrating into black, whatever he did, disintegrated into. Also, kind of. I mean, I think I might know who he's with, but it's not a ship.
And this feels like more than just a nosy neighbor.
He's clearly he's clearly just keeping an eye on us. I betcha. If we go out into the city and we start doing stuff, he'll be there too. He'll be just off in the distance like a shadow. Or he'll be on our ship.
Rifling through our belongings.
Correct.
Let's have someone keep watch while we roll up the alcohol for delivery.
I think we can make that happen. You think we should be concerned? I'm not concerned. I can take him. He's just a guy.
He may have friends.
Well, they all live behind that wall right there.
Let's
way over there. Very far away.
Give him no reason to get his hackles up. And then if he attacks us, we have the plausible deniability of self-defense.
All I did was say hi.
About at this time, you see your companions returning to the ship.
Oh, thank everything.
But like once we get close enough that the message spell would be within range, Dinar will pull his copper
close,
wire, point it to Torque, and send him a message. Hey Torque, how we looking up there?
Can I respond?
You can respond to this message.
We have a curious neighbor watching us from ship Ataxian. Other than that, nothing.
He's from ship Boone. He's outside of ship Ataxian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dinar will cast again. Sorry about what? And where is this guy?
The sorry was above game.
Oh.
That was ship Boone. He's watching us from just outside ship Ataxian.
Oh God, I wish I knew that he was asking that. Oh my God.
All right. Dinar will continue on to the ship, drop off the bulk of the supplies, and then I think one of us should go and talk to that guy.
You're our captain.
Does anybody object?
I already tried talking to him. I said hi.
Torque.
And ahoy.
Clankle, clankle, clank. I'll deliver the bottles of booze to you. Sorry, I
Flick, my man!
did not get a bag for this, but here you go.
Are you sorry, Dinar? Are you guys? You're putting stuff like down the hold. You just dropping it.
I'm staying up on deck, and plopping it down on deck.
Just like when you get in your living room door, just
like carrying all that sailing material and rope. I'm sure I've just got it over his shoulder, so I'll just dump it on the deck face.
We'll make a great big show of picking up the crates of booze, slinging the sailcloth over his shoulder, and taking it all below deck to begin work on wrapping up the Axiom weapons.
Okay.
Hey Flick, you handled yourself very well in that magic shop. Why don't you come with me? We'll go explain to this guy why we're here.
Got it, Skipper.
Okay.
You're gonna go talk to the dwarf?
Yeah. If he's been watching you the whole time, well, you said he's over by Ataxian, right?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
Is he still? I mean, I'm assuming one of us has been keeping an eye on him at all times.
Yeah.
Still there. Yeah.
I'll go and let him know why we're here. And Flick will help me.
The clouds form an arrow pointing down at him.
If this is how you communicated with him, I think we need to go clarify.
You can't miss him.
Torque,
Yes.
as you enter the hold of the ship,
Oh God.
Oh,
sitting on a crate is a very well-dressed,
Oh boy.
older dwarven male. His beard has got gold rings and gem studs in it, kind of almost all the way down. His hair on top is big, two thick braids, kind of on the side. And you can actually see flecks of gold kind of in it, and it kind of joins a big ponytail kind of down his back. His suit is pure white, immaculate, and he just kind of sits there as you come down. Gives a little bit of a bow.
Torque will take one of the bottles of rum out of the crate and with one of his claws just pop the cork and say, "You've caught me at a disadvantage. If I knew we were having company, I would have been more hospitable."
Not to worry, lad. This is, after all, my ship. Well, all of Boone's ships are my ships.
And how grateful we are for you to lend it out to us. Torque will rummage, look for a couple of glasses. And
They're just
if there's, like, a
all
table or-
used.
he'll find the two cleanest ones and start pouring out some drinks.
Interesting.
I suppose you're looking for an update to our progress, then.
Not just yet, that won't be necessary. The name's Aldous
Offer-
Boone. Hi, Captain Aldous Boone.
Yay.
And we do have much to discuss.
The honor is all mine. As he proffers one of the glasses over. Shall I alert my captain that we have a distinguished guest among us?
That won't be necessary. You'll know soon enough.
I was afraid you might say that. As Torque just knocks back his drink in one, sets the glass upside down,
Uh-oh.
has a seat. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, from what I can tell, you seem like a rather straightforward individual. No nonsense type.
I have no time or interest in mincing words.
Indeed. I take it as a bit of a slight that you decided to return to port and not announce your arrival to the house that you've been contracted to. While your friends go dilly-dallying about town doing this and that. I don't like being made to wait. Especially when you've got such precious cargo waiting for us.
Torque's eye just twitches a little bit.
I was waiting for that. I'm like, she's in the cargo hole.
Yeah.
It's like,
My captain deemed it necessary that we resupply as soon as possible. I presume he wanted your ship to be in pristine condition for when we made contact. And I am nothing if not loyal to my captain.
Loyalty is definitely a trait to be commended. I expect loyalty, of course, from all those in my ship, and those who are working for us. Well, perhaps we can write all this off as a misunderstanding, a simple decision error, overlooking correct protocol when one returns to port. After all, you're all strangers here. You're not part of any ship, not familiar with the customs, as it were, of Porto de Arius. But, as you are a straightforward individual, allow me to be straightforward with you as well. You are to come to ship Boone immediately, with all haste. I will be waiting for you there, along with a acquaintance of yours. And we do have much to discuss indeed. If you delay, and by the way we'll know, rest assured that I will take it personally. And you don't want that. So we'll see you soon.
Respectfully, your threats will not be necessary, High Captain.
Oh, it's not a threat. This is my ship.
Yes.
Remember that. It's an order. And he twists one of the gold bands on his beard. And you watch as a kind of line appears like this. And then spins. And he kind of and disappears.
Captain, a word?
Yes. There it is. And that is where we will pick it up.
How many
I was waiting
times?
for that too. I'm like, oh, Captain Word, that's gonna be so good.
How many times has he done that already? You think? Just twisted his little beard thing and shown up on the ship unannounced.
I don't know. You guys can't seem to roll good perception checks while you're on watch.
Funny that, right? Interesting.
Wow.
That complicates things.
Yeah, shoot.
Oh, man, this is going to be the longest week of my life.
All right.
I was hair raising.
We will pick it up there next time. Until then, stay safe, everyone. Happy gaming. Enjoy yourselves. Be good to each other, and good D&Ding.
Sing loud and sing proud.
Go dungeon them dragons. Yeah. Don't forget to check out our link tree, and you can find all of our links there. Follow, subscribe, do all the things, tell other people to do all the things, and join us for all the things. And we will do fun things. Bye, everybody.